Greetings, brethren, sistren, and otherin. Welcome once again to No Theoretical Bias Presents. I'm your host, Saga Smith, available on TikTok, Discord, local street corners, and all I do parties. You should check out my Santa impersonation. It's kind of cool. All right, today we're going to be doing Famous Lost Worlds. Famous Lost Worlds is another just another service we offer here at No Theoretical Bias. It's going to be one shots, two shots, three shots, special guest stars, special guest players, that sort of thing. So we're really happy to kick it off with one of our well-known teams here. I'm sure you'll see a lot of familiar faces, you long-time fans. So the big story. Here we are, starting in media res. What the players know. All right, so there is a new little village that's been carved out in the edge of the wilderness. It was a gift to the local baron. Okay, the baron, last name Corin, Baron Corin. It was given as a gift from the local government. He's kind of sort of had to carve out a place here for his villagers, little tower, walled village, that sort of thing. It's only been up and running about 15 years at this point. The problem, the area is overrun with a whole bunch of local humanoid tribes that didn't really want this to happen, including a group. They're kind of sort of like hobgoblins, um, maybe even a little bit bigger, um, fairly numerous in this area. But the unusual thing about them is they don't typically wear a lot of armor because they don't need to. And in adulthood, they grow these heavy, bony plates right under their skin, acting as natural armor. Very, very tough stuff. Um, and So usually they only wear clothing for like harnesses, places to put stuff, backpacks, bags, belts and things, just for carrying purposes. Some of them they do know how to use shields and weapons and whatnot, but they're very, very, very well armored just walking out the door. So among our compatriots here, we have Halleck Richter, a human ranger, and his faithful feline companion, the panther named Nyx. We have Helia Avris, a human cleric of a healing and growth and planty type goddess. And we have Neofa, the fun-loving elven bard. All right, so Halleck, you as a ranger, you speak a lot of the local dialects. What do the locals call these self-armored humanoid things? Hmm. Oh, I'm assuming that you've been in this barony kingdom, whatever, for at least a couple of years. So, uh, basically, any place in the immediate area that they would be known. What do you think they would be called? Bigot. Okay. Good. Okay, I got you. I got you there, Hector. All right, that's fine. Got your Nick's Panther over here. Now chewing tobacco. Oh, I'm kidding. All right, so don't do tobacco, kids. It'll kill you. So they call them biggins. Awesome. So these biggins. The problem there is Baron Corin. Evidently, they got organized. Someone or something kind of whipped the local tribes into place or into a fairly organized force. The his little town village here, a walled village, was attacked very recently by a horde. The horde in this case was probably 150, 160 of these Biggins warriors, which doesn't sound like much until you realize the total like guardy type people at the village numbered 30-ish. Okay, but through the work, the Baron again he was a much better fighter back in the day. Still no slouch when it comes to slinging a sword. His beautiful wife has got some clerical abilities as well as some mage abilities. So she helped in the defense. And there's a local druid. She's kind of mysterious, fades off, comes back. She was the one who warned the village of the attack, and she was instrumental in beating back this attack, this invasion. The fight was pretty bloody on both sides. The Biggins were not particularly well led, so they made some tactical errors, and the druidess, who goes by the name of Aldrel. Aldrel says there's probably not 30 of these Biggins in 50 miles of the place. They all gathered, they all attacked, and they all got stomped pretty hard. The question is, why? The local Biggin groups, they normally only gather in like little tribes and families of 20 to 30 individuals. They like to live in caves. They like to live in cave complexes. The limestone, you would know this, Ranger, limestone caves and cliffs and stuff all over the place. So any place there's running water, you're probably going to have cavern complexes. They have been known to, dig new chambers and things like that. So, but yeah, they're normally like, this was like 5 or 6 or 7 tribes that had to be gathered together, taught kind of how to fight as a group, and unleashed on the village. So there's some confusion there as to how this happened. So the three of you, having worked together a number of times over the years, you've been hired to check out, basically follow the army's back trail and find out who in the heck was behind this organized assault by some fairly disorganized creatures. See what you can find out. Come back and report to Baron Corin and Aldrel the Druid. So there you went. All right. So you find yourselves, you've been backtrailing the invading army, real easy to do. 150 people marching through someplace, leave a lot of prints. Following the back trail, the local area there, Ranger, you know that there are some dire wolves in the area. Normally they're pretty much leaving people alone as long as they're left alone. There are issues around here with giant insects, specifically the larger versions of centipedes and spiders. Yikes. And bears. Okay. Also, there is known to be a bandit problem out here. Not huge, but that might be something to your attention later. Okay, so you backtrail the forces, and again, bloody bandages and broken weapons and discarded stuff. A lot of footprints, and you think you may have found the source of the trail. There's a rocky hill ahead of you. This is in the upper part of the foothills for the mountain range immediately south of you, and to the west is Aldrel's her forest home. So there's a cave mouth. You haven't quite established how big it is from here. You're still looking. Near the cave mouth is a pond fed by a stream coming down out of the mountains. There's a dead tree that's been burned, and it's got axe marks on it. Um, the predominant vegetation is a short, stubby grass. Um, and there's a you found what was probably a muster area where everybody showed up and got organized before they marched off, and that's kind of where you're at now. So limestone outcroppings, and there's a rocky path leading up toward this opening in the hill. Ranger, what are you doing? Mhm. Yeah. Okay. She immediately she immediately goes on point. You've got you're under observation, probably from somewhere ahead of you. You tell me. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
And so probably Nalfa would just do just that and let Helia know. Supposedly, our ranger friend says that there's someone ahead of us watching us. It seems like he wants to pretend that we haven't noticed him.
Okay. So as you approach, let's see. Uh, some things you might notice. Halleck, the pool or pond here seems to be a lot deeper than you'd expect for whatever reason. Maybe it's because the water's falling into it and it's been digging stuff out. It's also a lot murkier than you would expect for some reason. Um, Again, you're not seeing whoever's watching you. They're apparently pretty well hidden, but Nyx is pretty confident that there's somebody there watching. You're concerned if the cavern opening is right in front of you. You're concerned that if you go in there, you're leaving your back um, un, unguarded. So the opening to the cave here is only about 4 feet high. How tall is everybody, by the way?
I'm 5'5".
Okay,
Probably say a good 5'11".
5'11", Ranger,
I don't think Richter's that tall. I think he's probably shorter than the Bard. I think he's sitting at 5'10".
5'10". Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so you're all gonna have to stoop a little bit to get in, to get into this cave. That might be a feature, not a bug. People going into caves like this it's real easy to hit them on the back of the head. But what are you doing?
Just gonna be looking around the cave, like see what's going on, like what's happening.
Okay, so it's dim on the inside. The local lore says that these biggins see pretty well in the dark, so the light is not necessarily guaranteed. Um, Looking around up, there's the mountainside goes up behind this hill. There's a lot of good places to hide, so you're not immediately spotting any of whoever's watching you. Give me let's see.
Would I cast light on my mace and just like help illuminate the room?
Sure, you can do that. I won't even make you make a spell roll. Just that's relatively easy to do. Go ahead and give me a discern realities there, Isla.
Discern. Ah,
Yep. Bing. Okay. Let's see. We'll have you got your stats in there? Just let me look 1 second.
yeah.
Yes, you do. Okay, cool. Wow. Go ahead and mark experience, please. Yeah, you're looking around. Um, you're not seeing anything in particular. Um, nice day. The water coming down this little waterfall into this pool looks very inviting. It has been kind of a hike out here, so you might be a little thirsty. Let's see here. Um, so Halleck's prepping to go into the cave. Neopho, what are you doing?
Let's see. I like to also correct. It's not Nalpha. It's just Nalpha.
Nalpha, thank you. Nalpha.
I think I'd probably also want to keep out on watch.
Okay. Why don't you give me a discern realities as well, please?
Okay.
Bing. Okay. So 7. Middle of the road, could be better, could be worse. All right. So you get to ask one of those questions and you get to take +1 forward when using the answers.
Okay. Probably what should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? Okay. Well, your buddy's Faithful Panther says that the entryway here is guarded from the outside. So you're looking around. Um, what should we be on the lookout for? Look out for how many people, places, or things might be set to stab you in the back. You might also be on the lookout for why the water is so murky. This is a clear, literally a clear mountain stream, probably from some snowmelt runoff. There's no reason for the water to be cloudy at all, and yet it is. So think about that one for a second. So, Ranger, what are you doing?
I think Halleck wants to prepare a trap if he could, just
Okay.
to if we decide to go into the cave, we need to have something guarding our back.
Okay.
Ideally, I don't leave Nyx alone, so
Mhm.
I would like to lay some sort of trap where, maybe it's a like snare or something like that, where if they walk
Perfect.
in, it snatches them
Perfect.
or at least alarms us.
Okay, beautiful. Halleck, go ahead and give me a dexterity roll, please.
All right.
Dexterity or wisdom, your choice.
Definitely dexterity.
Okay.
Dexterity. There we go.
Oh, mark experience. All right. So you set up a combination of leg grabber and alarm, basically using an empty bottle with a few pebbles in it. And you are quietly talking your friends into stepping around it. But one of the three of you does not actually manage to do that. Halleck, is it you? Is it Nalfa? Or is it Hyla?
I definitely think
Our fate is in
Yeah.
your hands.
I got terrible dexterity, so I can take the bullet.
okay. Yeah, I would go Helia
Okay.
then.
Okay. So it's Hyla, correct? Is that?
It's Hyla, yeah.
Hyla,
Thank
I
you.
gotcha.
Okay. So Hyla very carefully does not step around the thing. Um, it's again kind of a leg grabber, so it's kind of gotcha there for a second. And the nice thing is the bottle thing works really well. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that makes quite a loud noise. Nix even jumps back a little bit. So while you two are undoing that from Hyla, Nalfa, what are you doing?
Uh, at least Nalfa wants to be a little bit more on the lookout now that at least two of his compatriots are somewhat preoccupied.
Okay. Nothing continues to happen. Are you doing anything different?
Can you describe what the trap was again?
Yeah, basically it was a leg snare, a simple like heavy twine snare with a trip mechanism, and it's also the counterweight is connected to a glass bottle that Halleck puts some pebbles in. So it just grabs the leg, pulls it to the side, and makes the bottle go glug 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 glug. I wish I had a let's see something like that. Um, and again, it would be very very noticeable. But nobody's harmed by this, but it would temporarily slow down somebody coming this way, and let you know that somebody is coming this way. So while they're disentangling Hyla from that, what are you doing?
Actually, could Nalfa help speed up the process
Yes.
with
Oh,
his sword and essentially just
no.
cut down Hyla?
Oh no, she's not up. It's over to the side. There's not a lot of room here to do like a full, yank you off your feet trap. All right, so that's taken care of. Halleck, how are you proceeding from here? You do know that the trap works.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. Um,
Okay.
I think he automatically he's used to talking to other people who are generally experienced. Are either of you two experienced with like hunting things down, being like out in the wilderness type thing?
Oh,
Maybe
then
being
Alpha
out in
and
the
or
wilderness.
Okay, I think he
I was saying,
he tries to he
keep
tries to
going.
like give you two a few like signals. Um, just like, all right, he points at Nalpa and he's like, watch this area, and then he tries to bring Hyla closer to him so that they can like kind of walk in together while Nalpa watches their back. Um,
we're going to assume since you all have worked together in the past, you've got like 20 or 30 standardized gestures. you know, 5 guys, I'm looking at them, they do not see us, whatever. So you've got that all down. Just keep the
Great.
keep the messages simple and it's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So poking your head inside, um, it's it only goes the entryway is only about 3 feet deep and it goes down a little bit and it opens into a relatively small room. It's only about 5 by 5, 5 by 6. Um, Simple, probably hand carved limestone. The only thing immediately obvious is there is a trap door, obvious trap door set into the floor. Um, if the passageway down is the same size roughly as the trap door, none of you are going to have any issue getting down there. The ceiling's rather low though.
Okay.
What do you do?
Um, I'm gonna whistle for Nyx just to come in and try and come with us, just so I'm not leaving her out there. And then
Okay.
I kind of want her to linger behind as well with near Nalpha, and then we're gonna. Yeah, you guys good with going in? I'm gonna have my spear out
Yeah.
for just so that I do have. Am I able to wield it properly, or should I not even try that?
What is it?
A spear.
Um, well, we'll get to that. Okay, so again, it's only about 5 by 5 in here. So Halleck, you and Nyx almost sort of fill up the whole space. You send Nix out to keep an eye on things. What are you doing now?
You good to investigate? Let's look at what's around us. Is there anything here?
Again, roughly, it's like a 6x6 room, low ceiling, trapdoor set in the floor, no obvious exits.
Okay. Let's peek through that trap door.
Okie dokie. So, and Hyla, you've got a light spell running, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So you are looking down into there's a ladder there, fairly crude, but it looks sturdy. Can everybody see? Let me change my color here to purple. Can everybody see this room on the map?
Mhm.
Yes, no? Okay,
Yep.
beautiful. All right, so you're looking down into a room. Each one of the squares is about 5 feet. So probably 12, 15 north, south, almost as much east, west. The ladder goes down to this room. There apparently is a door on the southern wall, and there is a passage extending northeast. From up here, the only thing you see in that room is there was some signs that there were a lot of people in here recently. There's food scraps, a couple of blood trails, broken weapons, bloody bandages, but there's nobody. You don't see anybody or anything moving down there. What do you do?
Elia, I think you should go first, as the current light bringer out of the three of us.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, can I walk with like a shield out and my mace like forward for light?
Yeah. You might want to unlimber the shield when you get down the ladder though, because they're hard to climb with.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you make it down. It's not a long climb. You realize a couple of things very quickly. If you're over about 5'6", and that's all of you, right?
No, I'm 1 inch under.
Oh, you're 5'5". Okay, you'll be fine. Anybody over about 5'6", unless you're using stabby type, thrusty type weapons, you're going to be at penalties to attack.
Oh,
So, Bard, what do you have as far as weapons?
I have a dueling rapier.
Oh, perfect. Okay, and you've got a spear, Will, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're all fine on that. So yeah, low ceilings in here. And yeah, other than that, you're able to all make it down in if that's what you're doing. Nyx lets you know in her own special way, Halleck, that whatever watchers are out there, they're not approaching the door or the cave entrance.
Okay.
So you seem to be safe for the moment.
I'll go
What
ahead
do
and
y'all do?
can I have her watch the hatch for us then, just to guard that hatch?
Sure. Yeah, that's what
Because I
she
assume.
guard duty. Yep. She
Yeah.
really she knows how to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got a guard at your back. Excellent. Got a light source. Excellent. Um, two possible immediate exits. What do y'all do?
Can I look for? Does there appear to be a more beaten path? Does there look like anyone has gone through either of these ways more recently?
Why don't you go ahead and give me a Ranger. What do they call it? Hunt and track, please. Give me a hunt and
All
track.
right.
Boip. Let's see here. Uh-oh, what happened?
Okay.
My
7.
system just reset. Just 1 second.
Ooh.
Tiki. All right. So, let's see. Hard to say. Again, there was a lot of foot traffic down here relatively recently since the attack only happened like a few days ago. So lots of foot traffic. If you had to say though, most of it is going up into the east. There was not a whole lot of activity near the south door.
Okay. I think I'll point that out to them. Again, quietly in our own little finger tutting language.
Mhm.
And then I'll pull my spear out and just kind of wait for Hyla to move either next to me or in front of me. Is there room wide enough for us both to go
Which way are you headed?
to the most recently traveled spot?
Okay, so you want to go the more traveled. These passageways are fairly narrow up to this point.
Okay.
I'm going first.
You're going first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, immediately ahead of you, the passageway is not particularly long, but there were two fairly significant alcoves on either side, both apparently having one of these big uns as guards. So two big uns attack you. Sorry, two big uns attack you, Hyla. One's swinging low, one's swinging high. They have clubs. What do you do?
Oh, can I like duck and like pull out a shield so I can like miss the top shot, but like block the bottom one?
Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a excuse me. That sounds like a it's either going to be a defy danger or is it going to be a defend? Are you just trying to get out of all the damage or are you defending yourself with your shield?
Defending myself with my shield.
Okay, give me a defend roll, please. Boom. Okay, so as long as you stand in defense, you've got one hold. So you can either half the attack's effect. You can open up an attacker to an ally, giving an ally +1 to hit or to do something with the attacker, or you can deal your level in damage to the attacker. Also, you can typically, if you're defending somebody else, you can redirect damage that would normally hurt them to yourself. So, what is your choice there?
I think I'll let Richter, you said you had your like spear out, right?
Yeah, I got my spear out, ready to.
I think I'll just let let him attack.
Okay, so go ahead and give me let's see. These big ones. How hard did they hit? Let's see. Sorry, boss. Where did I put my big ones? Okay, go ahead and give me a D6, please.
Who?
Know where the
So who's
dice are?
tossing up a d6?
Yeah, who's the one?
Whoever
rolling?
highlight, give me a D6. Okay, so take 4 points of damage, do apply armor to that. But you're able to draw their attention enough. Halleck, what are you doing?
I'm thrusting my spear at the closest one.
Excellent. You get a +1 to your hack and slash. Go for it.
All right. And then that would make it an 8.
That would make it an 8. So that is a trading damage. So go ahead and deal your class damage, please. Okay. Any specialties to that? You got any weapons that do additional damage?
I don't don't believe that my base weapons do any additional damage.
I don't believe so either. All right, so you deal 7 points of damage. Well, I got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is these things are naturally heavily armored. So you only you punched through the natural defenses there, and you punch through in an effective place. So this one falls down either dead or close to it. But these things are this might even be worse than like full plate. Okay, very heavily armored. All right, so that leaves Naufa. Naufa, your compatriots here are fairly heavily engaged with now one of these big uns. What do you do?
Even though it would probably be all in vain, Nalfa actually would probably want to try and give a plea to almost try and like convince them that they don't even know why we're here, and that well, essentially like what threat do we pose to these giant two metal people?
Okay, give me a charisma roll just for giggles.
That's right, I'm the peace talker this time. And
One
not-
possibly dead on the ground.
there we go.
Okay,
My God.
I think that looks like
Whoa.
a 12.
okay. Well, um, I'm
Didn't
gonna
plan on this, did you?
I'm going to assume that you speak this tribal dialect. The biggin fades back a little bit, swiping his club in a defensive, stop thrust kind of manner. What do you want?
We are, me and my compatriots here are merely here to just investigate.
Oh,
More or less.
one other thing about these guys that I forgot to mention, they have extremely prominent canines to the point that they've got out of their mouth, and these things can bite like hell. So even completely unarmed, they could do you in with a significant bite, rip things off, etc. Okay, so uh, hmm, just looking around.
And of course, we don't really pose any danger to you as, well, you are very much heavily armored and most likely very much more trained than the rest of us.
Hmm.
Even without armor, I doubt we would stand much of a chance. I mean, granted, one is currently just is our flashlight or a torch. The other just has a cat, and I have almost no viable weapons on me. I mean, look at this as he pulls out this rapier, which would probably be pathetic in their eyes. We are here merely just to investigate. We've heard rumors, so on and so forth, and we did not really expect the fight to happen here and now.
Not gonna hurt anybody, huh?
At least that's not our plan to.
I apologize, sir. That was self-defense. You tried to swing at my friend over here, and I cannot abide by that. I apologize. I hope he's okay.
Put up my shield. I just put up my shield.
Yeah, a mere misunderstanding.
I'm I'm gonna go see if I can help Logrog here. Might be somebody you all want to talk to. And he points behind you at the door. Might want to look. And he hangs his club on his belt, and he grabs his buddy here who coughs a few times, and he drags him away from you, deeper into the caverns. And what do you do?
Let's, I guess, turn around. Follow his what he said.
Okay. So you're at this door. It's damp down here, not gonna lie. So the hinges are on this side, interestingly, and they're fairly rusted. Um, oh, and it's not currently engaged, but on this side of the door there is a like a big staple and a slider bar, so you could lock it from this side. It's currently unlocked. What do you do?
I mean, you guys just want to open it?
I mean, why
We should at
not?
least knock.
Okay. So, it takes a few tugs because of the rust, but you get the door open relatively easily otherwise. And again, you're looking down a short, fairly unlit passage. There is a candle or a oil lamp or something in a little uh, alcove, not even an alcove, just a little wide spot in the passageway there. What's immediately obvious is a guard. You think he's a guard. You can smell the wine from here. It might be because the jug spilled, but the guard is very much asleep. And if any of you tried to consume that big of a jug of wine by yourself, you would be asleep too. There is some spilled out on the floor, but yeah, this biggin snoring gently, but otherwise dead to the world. I hope that wasn't who he said to go and talk to. The passage does continue to the south and west. What do you do?
I want to go south, personally.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do we alert them to our presence, or do we just try and find whoever? Because if we alert
Did he
them to our
mention a
presence,
name?
nope. Just
He
said
actually
go
did.
that way.
He says there's somebody down here that you need to talk to.
I don't suppose we want to ask.
Yeah, I figured
Not our friend here.
we probably
do we?
shouldn't ask him. No. Let's go south. You want to go south?
Yeah, I'm feeling south.
Okay.
Okay.
So, immediately around the corner, you see a couple of doors. These are barred from the outside. At least one of you has spent time in a cell at one point or another. These are pretty obviously cell doors of some stripe, one to the west, one to the south.
Hyla, shine your light in there. Let's see if we can see anybody. Are they closed doors, or do they have like a little
These
opening?
doors are closed. They don't have any like uh bars or anything on them. They're just closed.
Okay. Let's open one of them, I guess, right?
I mean, let's just see what's in them.
Yeah.
Which way?
That's one to our west and one to our south there.
Yeah, one west, one south.
Let's open west first.
Okay.
Who wants to open the door? Who wants to sit outside of it with the attack something? It's
I mean, I have
between-
the light, so I can just
Yeah.
open it.
Okay.
Okay. Again, once you unbar it, the door opens relatively easily. You're looking into, yep, you guessed it, some kind of prison cell. There are 3 sets of manacles on the wall. It's quite damp in here because there's a trickle of water coming in from the ceiling. And the only occupant is there's a Elfie type prisoner chained to the wall. There's also a ring. Oh, right outside the door here is like a hook with a ring of keys on it. Um, if that helps. The Elfie type is got a very long, straggly hair, um, the start of a beard, and looks very, very, very hungry, very skinny, malnourished type hungry. And he blinks in the light like he hasn't seen it in a while. Oh, and he's chained to the wall. Oh, have you have you come to oh 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 have you come to rescue me?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you here, sir. Uh, and I'm gonna walk up and pull out part of a ration. I'm assuming he probably can't eat a whole ration right now. He could probably only eat a
Right.
little bit.
Okay.
And feed him just a little bit. Give him a little bit of water.
Oh,
Um,
oh,
I'm gonna be completely honest. We had no idea you were in here. Um, However, if you would please tell us your name and how you ended up here, we might be able to free you.
oh, my name is Eldari. Um, I was captured by the Biggins. Um, I don't even know how long ago. Um, I think they forgot about me. Nobody's been by to feed me in a week. I think 7 meal times. I think have come and gone. I don't know. I've only been able. I can scoop some water off the ceiling. Otherwise, I'd be dead. Um, is there a key? Did they leave any keys to get me out of here?
There might be, but what did you do to get locked up?
I was captured, my lady. I'm from a little village near here called Corin, village of Corin. It's named after the Baron. Um, I was just heading. I'm a I'm an herbalist, and I was out. I was going to go talk to the druid about where would be some good foraging places and not to step on any toes. And these biggins jumped out and grabbed me.
That sounds like
Can I get,
Biggins.
can I get a either? Let's see. Somebody want to give me an intelligence roll, please?
I have 1 intelligence. What does everybody else have?
I also have 1 intelligence.
I'm just gonna hit that roll.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay, you probably should, because I think I already used up my good one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, Hyla, you know this guy. He's got a little herb shop in the it's not even a shop, it's like a blanket with a tent over it. But yeah, he's you've purchased some things from him in the past. And again, he kind of went missing about a week, 10 days ago. And yeah, so you kind of, I mean, you're not like, invited to the wedding, but you know him.
Okay. So I'm thinking I want to let out this guy, but like we're also in territory that like doesn't know whether or not I don't like we could be killed any second just
Mhm.
by being in here. So what do we want to do?
I think we free this guy. This is not. This is player talk, real quick. We free this guy. Now here's how Halleck is gonna say it. Halleck is gonna walk up and grab the keys, the ring of keys, and start trying them on the manacles.
Mhm.
Um, and then he's gonna ask Nalfa to come into the cell while leaving Hyla kind of like at the door of the cell, just so that we don't get pushed in here and locked in here.
Mhm.
Um, and if he can figure out the keys, his goal is to rip a little bit of his cloak off, just like a tiny little fringe piece that he could easily sew back on, and put it on this
Mhm.
person. And he's gonna tell himself, he's gonna say, "Now I don't know how far you could walk right now, or if you could even climb. But if you can, and he's gonna give him directions to the ladder and tell him to go sit with Nyx. Now she's
Oh,
she's a bit frightening. I will be completely honest with you. She's a little bit scary looking, but if you have this piece of clothing on you, she will recognize the scent and she will know that you're an okay person. I'm sure she can also
oh,
tell that you're probably not good food right now.
you're
Um,
the guy with the big panther, right?
yes, sir, I am.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. One of the things I was looking for was catnip.
Well, that's
I might, I
that's
might even have some on me. Okay. So yeah, there's only like 3 keys on the key ring. One of them fits. You unlock him. He
Alex,
asked.
if I may,
Mhm.
are we sure freeing him is the best of ideas at this moment?
well. I feel like
Well,
the other
because
guard is drunk.
we're also in the
If
territory
they
of very dangerous people, and we just came down here and we just headed north, and they attacked us. What chance do you think he has? And if they can, frankly, I don't know if they're the most intelligent creatures. Where if they saw that we freed somebody they captured, I think that may already take us out away from the good graces that I have slightly earned for us at the moment.
Right, but also if we are in
it's been
such
10
dangerous
like
territory. Yeah.
yeah, it's been a week since he's eaten, so I'm most likely assuming that they don't care too much about him.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree that like it might not be the safest decision. I could escort him back if we needed it, but like
Well, I wouldn't want you being on your own, so um if
As terrible
Again,
as this sounds, I feel like he
if it,
should
if it,
wait here and
if it makes
take
any
it.
difference, you're less than 40 feet from where you came in.
yeah.
yeah.
So
I feel like he'll be okay. If he doesn't, he'll sit at the ladder. Nyx is above at the hatch. I trust he'll be okay. And if he isn't okay, we'll probably stumble upon him on our way back out. So
he Aldari asks, he thanks you very much for the food and water, and he asks if he could have a little bit more in case he has to make the trek back to the village on his own.
I can spare some.
Okay, so let's see. Halleck mark off 1 ration and Hyla mark off 1 ration, and your new / old friend Aldari uh, grabs the packaged food and drink and heads up the ladder. You think you don't hear any screaming, so evidently your clothing trick worked. So what do you do?
Do we want to see what's in the west one?
yeah,
That was
let's
the
go
one.
for it. Yeah, let's go for the
Oh,
south one.
I mean the south.
You
Yeah.
got it. All right, so you open this up again. Cell. This one's slightly more occupied. Um, you have got chained up against the wall is a dead goblin.
Oh my god.
Chained up against the wall is a skeleton. From the size and the build, if you had to guess, you'd say dwarf. There is a human. Clothes are a little ragged, but they look like they were fairly high quality at one point. There is a large animal type headed humanoid. Looks somewhere across between like a leopard and a hyena. This individual is in very, very bad shape. Burn marks, whip marks, uh, small blade cuts all over. Probably been tortured. Not looking real good at all. And then there's a biggin. Looks like a warrior type. A lot of scars, big guy. And he's chained to the wall too.
Oh my god.
And the human and the biggin are looking at you. The other guy, the hairy guy, is semi-conscious. So looking at you with surprise, what do you do?
Would I be able to cure light wounds on the guy who looks tortured?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a roll, please. Okay. Go ahead and give me a spell roll, please.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Oh, okay. So either you draw unwelcome attention to yourself, you are calling on some favors for your deity that will make you take a -1 ongoing to cast spells, or for whatever reason, your deity is going to pull that spell from you entirely. What's your call?
I don't know if we want any unwanted attention, but
Just-
like
We gotta
losing
we
a
gotta-
healing spell,
Yeah.
yeah, unwanted attention.
Unwanted attention. Okay. So, Gila makes a gesture that the other two of you know very, very well. Some healing's going to happen here. And this greenish glow emanates from her hands, wraps itself around this guy. And then there's kind of a runaway effect. All of these little plants and flowers and wildflowers and creeper vines and stuff just spring forth around you. The air has got now a delicate scent of lavender and lilac and is that honeysuckle? So nice. And it runs in every direction out the door. You don't even know how far. But the individual here, you just see the wounds just melt away and scars appear. And the problem is healing spells do have a tendency to basically they put your own bodily healing on overdrive. So he's very unconscious, but looks like he's doing a lot better. Like he'll probably wake up at some point or another. The human chained to the wall and the big one are like, oh gosh, magic and stuff. Wow. Who the human's like, who are you? What are you doing? What do you want?
Well, frankly, we are just currently not trying to cause an incident with the other biggins, which does bring the question. Looking at the biggin that's actually that's chained up on the wall. Why are you currently imprisoned?
Who do you work for?
That is a great question.
Do you work for Ragtom?
I have no idea who that is.
Hmm. He's a fool. He's a coward. He's a toy in the hand of that. And he says a word. It's obviously derogatory. You're unclear on the translation, however. Yeah.
So I take it you're for treason then.
Mm. Well, when you call the chief a fool to his face, I guess that's it.
Well, to probably answer, bright cleric over there. They work for their deity. The other one, I presume he works for the forest and his big cats. And I am just currently here along for the ride.
Mm. All right. So you get out of him. His name is Karg. I'll spell that. Karg is a warrior, pretty obviously. The situation was the chief's name is Shragtim. I'll spell that. They were just another Biggins tribe, clan, group, extended family, whatever. getting by, hunting, fishing, et cetera, et cetera. And then this mysterious person showed up, um, and kind of somehow put the chief under his spell. Okay, he always wears a cloak. And he's got a deep voice, and he doesn't even know what species this entity is. Appears in a number of different forms, but always cloaked. This dark red cloak with a hood, and sometimes glowing eyes, kind of a thing. Anyway, um, he spoke privately with Ragtime, and is kind of the clan, wizard or prophet or soothsayer or something. Um, Karg is pissed because he's not Biggin, and he's been having Ragtam do things kind of out of character. And he was the one who had the big idea to get the tribes together and to attack Coram Village, which didn't really go real well. And when Karg mentioned that none of this BS has been going real well, Ragtam had him chained up here. So, yeah, he's a little pissed off. Somewhere close to treason, but whatever you want to call it. So,
Okay, and then I look at I presume you're probably here because somebody just picked you up and imprisoned you, like the elf down the hallway
the human.
at the human.
Oh, okay. Well, you find out his story. His name's Faldrin. He's a merchant, by his own admission, not a particularly good one. Um, he had a little, like, tiny little trade caravan, like 2 carts, was heading into Coram Village to try and sell a few things and buy a few things. Again, this is about a week, 10 days ago, and maybe 2 weeks. And these biggins swept out of the forest and attacked him. Okay, but because he had some stuff, they kind of thought he was more important than he was, so they captured him for ransom. Um, so apparently they sent off some sort of messenger to ransom off this Faldrin the merchant. Um, Unfortunately, all of his money was tied up in those 2 carts, so he's dead broke, and there isn't anybody to pay the ransom. So he would be really, really grateful if you would let him go.
I think currently I have the keys, so I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the human. I'll unlock the animal, the mixed hyena. I
He
think you
looks
said
he looks kind of like a gnoll, but not.
okay. Yeah, I'll unlock him. Basically, the thought process is anyone in here is in here for a reason. So I'm gonna walk up to Karg and I'm gonna kind of be like, "Now, Karg, you're not gonna hurt us, are you?"
Are you here to kill Ragtem?
Nah, we don't care about Ragtam. It seems like the real person behind this is that evil cloak person that you don't like, and we don't like him either. So
Rakshirt.
okay,
Rakshirt is what he's called. And things have been bad since he got here. Um,
okay.
I'm gonna kill Fragtum.
Well, calm
I'm as
down.
great a warrior as he is, and to have him lock me up after I fought in that stupid battle, I'm just gonna kill him.
Well, why don't you instead try to kill his boss?
Mm,
You can blame Ragtam, but if this guy, the seer. I'm not gonna attempt that first name. Honestly, my pronunciation is not the best. My education is not. Aside, you can't blame him if the seer is as powerful as you think he is.
Mm,
Maybe if he had messed with your mind, you would have also done the same thing.
mm, mm. Maybe you're right.
Now, I'm gonna let you
All right.
go. So
All right.
please
Go
do
ahead.
not hurt us.
Mm.
And I'm gonna unlock his
So
stuff.
he rubs his arms with manacles and he does this gesture and he says, "I am in debt to you. You smell like cat. I am in debt to you, man of cat.
Thank you.
As payment, I will show you the way to where Grakhirt hides like a fat spider waiting to jump out. If you
Great.
will allow me. If you will allow me."
Yeah, let's put an arrow through the big spider. Let's go for it.
Okay, so this guy again, fairly big. He goes over to the dwarf skeleton, goes through the bones a little bit, apparently looking for something. Eventually reaches up and gets a handful of the chains of the manacles on the wall and heaves on it until the whole thing comes out. And he swings it a few times, fairly effortlessly. That's if you get hit with that thing, you got hit. And he's like, come this way. And he leads you back up toward the guard passageway there. He's moving slow on purpose, keeping an eye out. What are y'all doing?
Let's make sure the human takes
Actually, I would think
the other person back. Go ahead. Sorry.
if we're going back towards the passageway with the other guards, I think we should have Karg just stay back a little bit, and at least let's not play our full hand just yet.
Well, he's
Like,
leading the way to
would
show us
if,
where
like-
this guy is, right?
Yeah,
We could
he's
probably
gonna,
like verbally,
he's going to show you where it is. He says.
because I think as soon as those biggins see this biggin, I feel like those biggins are gonna want to fight us.
Well, the one is asleep though.
So I
you're
think-
talking about that one where the one is asleep, correct? That's where you're saying that he's taking us.
I'm talking about the. Are we talking to me or to?
Oh, and is he taking us up through past the ladder again, or is he taking us to the one where the big one is asleep?
Oh no, he's pretty obviously heading up past the guard alcoves where you stabbed the one.
Okay. I see what you're saying now. Okay.
So I think if we do that, I think he should stay back. Let's send me forward, and then I'll do a little spiel and hopefully not die.
Okay. Parg, on the way past the passed out guard, relieves him of his club. It's a pretty nice looking club. Heads back through the door and he's gesturing come on, gesturing for you to follow. Gets up past that and you're in an odd little space. Oops, did not want to do that. It branches off in a couple of directions here. And he leads you around the corner here. Again, in the light, you fairly quickly see that there's kind of a circular passage here. It's more like that. So there's two doors and passageways off in other directions. He wants to take you to this south door here. And he says, the way to the lair is through here. So ready?
And I'd like Richter to do a quick little once over of the area. Does it look like this is the most traveled? Does it look like maybe someone other than a biggin is through this door? Am I able to discern from any tracks anything special about this door?
Well, you smell the oil. The hinges on this door have been well oiled and well used. Um, so yeah. Um, the stone here is polished fairly uh, well by the tread of dozens of feet over days or months or years. So yeah, this is the most trafficked area that you've seen. Um, and eh, the door has seen a little bit of attention. It's in slightly better construction. It's banded. It's nice. This is the nicest door you've seen in here. So what do you do?
Now, Napa, you want us to leave Karg behind, correct?
Well, at least not really behind, but just have him at a good enough distance where any other Biggin sees us. They won't see we have freed one of their prisoners.
Now,
But they can see well in the dark, so
Very-
that could be
very
an
well.
issue.
Mm-hmm.
you still have light on your mace?
Yeah,
Okay.
at least
Why
I'm
don't
pretty
we
sure.
have you in front, me, Nalfa, and then Card kind of in the back. So hopefully, if they do, because if it's another narrow passageway, maybe they may not be able to see past all of us. Maybe.
That could work.
All right. So what do you do?
Let's go through the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So you open the door, and you can immediately hear what sounds like an argument. Three voices, one of them slightly louder and more commanding than the other. There is a short passageway in front of you that opens into a wider area. But the argument is like three male voices, evidently quite heated. So, as you make your way into the space, again, not the biggest room on the planet, but the biggest room you've seen thus far, based on the fact that it's got tables and stools, um, looks like some sort of feasting celebration gathering room. Um, the only thing that seems a little out of place is there's a dais at the end of the room there. It's just a couple of steps up. Smack dab in the middle of it is a really nice chair. I mean, really nice. Um, Obviously not of plan craftsmanship. Okay, it's this close to being a throne. All right. I mean, hardwood and it's just been polished. Oh, I mean, really, okay. So the things you notice immediately, there is a very large big un sitting on this thing. And he's a big guy, has got a broadsword leaned up against the not throne. Um, there are two other big uns there standing a couple steps down off the dais, and they're obviously arguing with him. These guys have got big metal maces, and again, unusually, they've got each of them has got a large gemstone bracelet, um, fairly crude in construction, but it's these red red gemstone bracelets. And they're the two guardy types are arguing with the dude in the chair. behind the throne is a curtain. It's not. It's pretty inexpensive, but it is red cloth. All right. So at this point, Karg screams, "Ragtime!" And swinging the chains in one hand and club in the other, he charges the throne. Okay. Ragtam is surprised, not that surprised, grabs the broadsword and is prepping to meet Karg's charge. The two bodyguards look at Karg, look at Ragtam, and take a big step back. What do you do?
Can I get my bow ready?
I like
Is
to.
it
Yeah, you can have your bow.
Actually, I just want to call out the car and just yell, "Stop!"
Stop and get out.
Oh, just to stop and not to attack.
Oh, the guards. Yeah, they've
Well,
stepped
no,
back from. They've stepped back
I'm
from
telling Karg.
Oh, yeah, Karg is beyond that. Karg has got blood in his eye. All right, so let's see. Halleck, what are you doing? You got your bow ready? What are you
bow
doing?
ready? I assume I can't do a called shot here.
Why not?
It says defenseless or surprised enemy. Is he considered
Oh.
surprised or?
I mean, no, yeah, probably not. Probably can't do a called shot, but
Okay.
you could fire. Only problem is if you're shooting at the chief, you are firing into melee. So if you mess up, you'll probably shoot your new buddy Karg.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm taking a second
I-
to try and look around and try and
Okay.
see if I can wait for them to have an opening.
Okay, give me a discern realities. Hilo, what are you doing?
I can bless Richter. I can bless him and make sure like the shot hits or at least helps it to hit.
I
Would I be
mean,
able to do that?
click the bless spell. Let me look at it for a sec. I shouldn't hum that. That's copyrighted. Let's see. Bless. What's that look like? All right. Yeah, they take +1 ongoing as long as the battle is raging. So yeah, you could cast a bless on him if you wanted to, and that's +1 ongoing to everything. Jumping out of the way, seeing stuff at the last minute, that sort of thing. Are you going to try to bless Halleck then?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a spellcasting roll, please. Works beautifully. All right, so Halleck, that 7 becomes an 8. Doesn't help much, but you do get to ask one question.
Okay. Well, I don't want to. I know it's about to happen. I figure. Let's see. What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? What are the guards going to do when the fight is over? That would be a very good question to get answered. All right, so what you got? Ragtam is holding his own. These two are Karg is like blocking with his club and swinging with his chain. He's got at least one good hit in. Ragtam is fighting with the blade like a two-hander. Excellent swordsman. Obviously practiced this before. He's got a few bumps and bruises. He's scratched up Karg a little bit. The bodyguards are very obviously not guarding any bodies. They're watching very carefully. So, Nalfa, what are you doing?
Nalfa actually would try at least maybe converse with the guards. Probably like ask them why aren't they bodyguarding and making sure that they know that this is not our 3 intentions.
I
You
will
just
tell you
are
that I
randomly.
will tell you that things are very loud in here because they're both roaring and screaming at each other. And combat has a tendency to be loud. You're not going to have a chance to talk to them privately, as it were. They are keeping a half an eyeball on you all to see what you're doing as well. All righty. Somebody want to give me just a straight luck roll?
That's a D12, correct?
2d6, no mods.
2d6. Gotcha.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Ragtime gets in a pretty good shot on Karg. Again, the natural bodily armor is serving both of these combatants very, very well. He gets a really good shot in on Karg, who's bleeding a little bit now. And you realize, Halleck, he still hasn't told you where the real bad guy is. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm shooting at Ragtime.
Okay, give me a shot. You do get a +1. Oh, that is +1. That is a +1.
Plus
So
7.
that's a 7. All right. So now you got some options on 7. You can either take what you can get and do less damage. You can fire multiple arrows and mark 1 ammo, or you can put yourself into a dangerous position. What's your choice?
Bodyguards are not bodyguarding. I'll put myself a little bit into a dangerous position, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and deal damage, please.
All right.
Okay. All right. So you hit, I mean, slightly left to center mass, torso. It's a heart shot. It goes chunk and stops dead. Not even any bleeding. Okay. Ragtam basically doesn't notice that you did that. And the fight continues. So, Hilo, what are you doing?
So we have no idea who's good and who's bad in this fight, right?
Well, I mean, there ain't no good guys, there ain't no bad guys, but there are sides. And from what you know, well, again, biased opinion, your dude says that Ragtam is under the sway of some evil mage type person. Um, and the whole clan gathered the rest of the clans and attacked a local village. So if the chief is kind of in charge, he's kind of the bad guy. But you don't know if Karg is full of crap either. So what do you do?
Oh. Could I like cast guidance and like maybe get like an idea from my deity on like what the overall best decision is to do?
Okay, so if you're asking for guidance, it's basically a yes/no question that can be answered with gesture. Okay. So you got the two passageways. You say, "Oh, great, great floral one. You who reigns in the gardens. Should we go to the right?" Okay, and then the symbol appears and it gestures to the left. You're like, "Okay, we probably should go left on this one." So what specific yes or no, A or B, black or white question are you asking for guidance on?
Should I heal Crag?
Should you heal Karg? That's pretty straightforward. All right, go ahead and give me a guidance roll, please, or a spell roll. This is a +1 since it's a rote. Oh, beautiful. Yes, this beautiful floral symbol appears and indicates Karg. Should I heal Karg? Gestures to Karg. What do you do?
I guess I'll cast Cure Light Wounds on Karg.
Okay, that's going to be next. Nalfa, what are you doing?
I think Nalfa would probably who's the closest compatriot? Probably Helia, right?
Right, Hyla.
I would
Oh.
probably I think Nalfa would probably ask, should we really get involved or should we try and go find
That is a
whatever
good
we're here
question.
in the first
Hyla,
place?
Hyla may be answering that by healing one of the combatants. Go ahead and give me that roll, Hyla. Beautiful. All right. So again, the question: unwelcome attention, -1 ongoing to casting spells, or revoked healing.
I mean, unwelcome attention might be the best solution, just to get like help or backup.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead and give me, what is it, 2d4 for healing?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, it's 1d8.
1d8. Go ahead. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, the bleeding stops. Karg exhibits a burst of energy, and he's just raining down blows on Ragtam. Ragtam does notice your gestures and whatnot, and clang, 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 whips out a dagger and throws it right at your face. Hyla, what do you do? I'm sorry, Halleck. The chief just whips out a dagger and flings it straight at Hyla's face. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and deflect that.
Are you going to
It would
do like a cool, hip and groovy, like knock it out of the air move, or are you just going to step in and defend?
try and knock it out of the air. I was gonna
Ooh,
say
cool.
that's gonna be really
Yes.
difficult, but I'm going for it.
Yes. Go ahead and
Uh,
give me a defy danger roll, please. Dexterity.
all right. Dexterity.
Okay. So so you go to slap that dagger right out of the air, and it works. It works beautifully. Hyla is in absolutely zero danger. But
Stabbed
um,
you.
either you're going to take some damage from that. Nofa is going to take some damage from that, or something bad might happen to some of your gear. Your call.
Gear.
Gear. Okay, so you actually swing your bow at this thing and you slap that dagger right out of the air just in time for it to cut your bowstring. Blong. All right, so you do have, obviously, you're a pro. You do have other bowstrings, but it will take you a while to restring that. All right, the fight continues. Nalfa, go ahead and give me just a straight roll, no modifier, please.
Okay, straight 2d6.
Yep. Oh, your guy is just not doing so well. Um, uh, Again, all of you have seen skilled combatants. Ragtam is probably chief for a reason. He's just slashing and cutting. He trips him, he stabs him, rolling around. The fight is definitely not going Karg's way. What do y'all do?
Okay. Have they moved away from the curtain so far? Because if so, I think I'm gonna try and move towards and get behind that curtain to kind of investigate and look to see if is there anything helping Ragtam.
Okay. So you're attempting to sneak around. This fight is going all over this room, by the way. Yeah, go ahead and give me sneaky. Yeah, give me a dex roll just for giggles. Oh, okay. You actually make it up to the dais with the really nice chair throne thing. Yeah, there is a room apparently behind the curtain. You don't think anybody has noticed you. Are you passing the curtain?
Yeah, let's go through the curtain. I'm gonna pull out my spear though, since my bow is now
Right,
stringless.
right. All right. So you are in a little room here, and I'll get back to you in a second. You two, you may have seen Richter sneak off. You maybe not. He's not in any evidence. What do you do?
Oh. I mean, if my goddess said to heal Karg, and he keeps on failing, I might as well try to heal again.
Okay, give it a shot. Yep, works beautifully. Yeah, and he's healed again. Um, Cragtam, again, their dialect is pretty thick, but you think he's like taunting Karg that he needs all this magic to keep him on his feet. Karg is working his way up into going true berserk. So Nalfa, what are you doing?
Would we have noticed that Halleck is no longer here?
Yes, let's say yes.
Okay. I think Nalf was going to do his own snooping around, probably trying to find where Halleck went.
Okay, go ahead and give me a dex roll, please.
I'm just going to roll 2d6. For some reason, the buttons do not work as well, but it's 0 modifier, so I'm just going to roll 5.
Well, the buttons seem to be working for me.
I don't know. For me, it creates like a square that doesn't click for some
Yeah,
reason.
I've had to
If you-
double click
if you
it
click
off
on-
of that.
If you click on the circle that has the dex modifier in it, what happens when it turns blue?
It turns blue, and then it has a square.
Yeah, it
It
makes a
does.
square around it. You would have to click
Weird.
it again. Yeah.
Try it. Oh, okay. So we'll take that first one.
I did technically. I already rolled though, because
Oh.
it was a modifier of 0, so it is
Gotcha.
the 5.
So mark experience. Yeah, you're heading over there. Actually, you're trying to be sneaky and you trip over a stool. And you throw the stool, through one thing or another, your actions throw the stool in the middle of the combat. They're facing off, blood, biting each other, and this stool comes rolling between them, and they both just look at this stool, and they both look over at you. They look at each other. Crash, 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 crash. But yes, you are prone, and again, feeling pretty obvious. The guards have got you pegged at this point. All right. So, Isla, what are you doing?
Are the guards like approaching us, or like what are the guards exactly doing?
The guards are basically watching the fight like it's the big fight, the thriller in Manila. They're obviously invested in the outcome. Let's just put it that way. What do you do?
I feel like it'd be a bad idea to try to, at this point, try to get in there to stop it, because I don't know if I can survive anything if I go in. So I think I might just have to like watch the fight and try to help Karg if I can.
Like a bless spell? Oh,
Am I allowed to have multiple blesses out, or can I only have one?
sure.
Oh, sure. Then I'll do a bless spell on him.
Let me just hold on. Let me check the rules here. For every one of those spells you do have up, though, you're going to take a cumulative -1 to spell casting. So you're currently at -1 for all spell casting anyway. If you do it twice, actually, since you don't see your buddy, if you drop the one and try it again, you'd only have that -1 penalty ongoing.
Then
Up to you.
I think I'll just do bless on him because with his recent track record, I think he needs the help.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a spell roll, please. All right. So, Richter, you feel somehow a little lessened as the blessings of the floral goddess are taken from you. But, Hyla, are you going to draw unwelcome attention to yourself, an additional -1 ongoing, or lose that bless spell for a while?
I guess I'll just have to lose that bless spell for a while.
Okay, so it does work. Um, now if I go ahead and give me 2d6 plus 1.
2d6.
Okay. Again, this is a pretty fair fight. Karg and Ragtam are both looking a little tired. And that's when one of the bodyguards steps up and clocks Ragtam right in the back of the head. Whack with this mace. Ragtam doesn't apparently take a lot of damage, but gets his attention. Karg follows up with club and impromptu flail, and that's when the other bodyguard steps in and tries to take Ragtam's legs out from under him with a shot to the knee. Long story short, these three dogpile Ragtam until he stops moving. And Karg straightens up. Ragtam's got this crude iron helmet / crown, and he takes it off of Ragtam and wedges it on his bony little head here. And the bodyguards raise their maces and shout something that's pretty obviously, hail Karg, chief that is to be, may he live forever, kind of a thing. And Karg kicks Ragtam's body and reaches down. Ragtam apparently had a ring that Karg takes off, and he's also got a odd necklace. Take a beautiful little statue about this big, make it out of silver. It's this beautiful Amazon warrior, and then drill a hole through the neck, run it on copper wire, and that's the necklace. And he takes that and puts it on and walks over very proudly and sits down in the throne. You have been very helpful in this. I appreciate you, interlopers and invaders. So, I will do as I have promised. Come this way. All right. And about that time, Richter, the curtain is pulled back, and there's Karg wearing the crown. So you're in a bedchamber / maybe treasure area. There's a crude bed, not big in make. No mattress, but it's got a bunch of moldy straw on it with a tarp over it. And scattered around, there's a variety of weapons, kind of sort of hanging on the wall. Let's see. So Karg says, you, my new friends and allies, I will reward you. Please, take any of these that you would like. All right. So what you're looking at is there's a really nice longbow. Richter, no string. you might be able to make do. There's a short sword that's not looking great. There are 3 spears, really nice condition. They have bronze heads for some reason. There's a quiver of arrows to go with the longbow. Probably about 2 ammo there. And then there's a spear, a regular old spear, but on the spearhead is a severed head of one of those animal dudes that you found in the cell. There's also hanging on the wall this really, really pretty shield. It's enameled. It's a heater shield, and it's got a coat of arms painted or enameled on it. It's 3 gold lions on a like a purple blue background. Really, really nice looking. And Karg gestures grandly and says, "Yes, please choose or ask me for a favor, a boon. Ask me for a boon. And I, Chief Karg, will give with both hands." What do you do?
I want to get that shield.
Okay. So, yes. The shield, yes. He takes the shield and gives it to you. Problem. The front is chef's kiss. The back is corroded as hell. Okay. This thing probably would not stop a ping pong ball. All right. Looks really nice. If you want it, you are going to be hanging it on the wall, and that is all. Otherwise, it's about, you might like throw some paint on the back just to keep the rust from spreading. It's not structural, as they say. And Karga's like, if you want something different, I don't have. I like it. It's pretty, but you might not. So, Richter, you have a choice.
I think I'll be going with the longbow.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And the arrows.
Yeah, I'll take the arrow. Is it like an external quiver, or is it
Yeah.
just okay?
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
It's
let's go with
got
that.
it's got 2 ammo in there. One of the ammo is actually silver tipped arrows. So you can write down that you've got some 1 ammo's worth of silver arrows. And Naufa, anything catching your eye?
Well, yep, I definitely heard everything, and not that my sound output totally went quiet for a
Oh no.
few minutes. But let's just give the footnotes just as a reminder.
Oh, okay. So there's a bunch of weapons in here, apparently trophies and whatnot. Richter decides he wants the longbow. It's a very nice longbow. No string, but he's working on that. Quiver of arrows, some of which are silver. Hyla was going to take the enameled shield because it looks so nice. Unfortunately, it's completely useless as a protective device. It's basically a wall hanging at this point. So Karg has given her the opportunity to make a different choice. We are also looking at a short sword with a rusty hilt, 3 spears with bronze heads for some reason. Another spear near the foot of the bed that's got a mummified head on it. The head is pretty obviously the same creature that you healed up who'd been tortured. And that's what's immediately in evidence. Did you want any of that? He also has offered to give you a boon if none of this is worth anything to you.
I think I'll hear the option for the boons.
What would you like? What can I give you with both hands?
I am not too sure.
Well, you think, Hyla, are you going to go with the ornamental shield or something else?
I have an idea. Okay, how old is the animal thing like head?
Hard to say. It's been mummified.
Hmm.
Probably, if you're expressing any interest in it, Karg will tell you that Ragtam killed the thing and mounted its head as a trophy. So, it was in the last 10 years.
Because I was gonna try to like contact its spirit and see if I can like get anything like any information or anything of like use or anything out of it, but would I be able to? I already have a shield. Like, would I just be able to like hypothetically like replace the front of my shield with this front, or
No. Enameling it's quite an intensive process. Um, so you're trying to figure that out. Nalfa's looking confused as to what to ask for. Um, Karg snaps his fingers, but waits, and he takes the ring that he got off of Ragtam, slides this big oak chest out from under the bed, fiddles with it with the ring somehow, and it pops open. Um, Lots of coinage and stuff in here. Is rummaging and rummaging and rummaging, and and pulls out this little bag, hands it to Hyla, and pulls out this map case and hands it to Nelfa. Map case, it's got leather caps on the ends. It's a long tube. Nelfa, this could be semi-precious stone, the entire case. Like maybe jade. And Hyla, when you open the little bag, there are 2 earrings in there, gold with pearls. Would this be a suitable boon for my new allies?
absolutely.
Okay. Nofa? Hello? Is this thing on? I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing. Face, can you hear us?
It seems he seems frozen.
Frozen? He's
Yeah.
frozen. Okay.
Ah,
Uh,
shoot.
all right. Well, this might be a good time to take a bio anyway. Thank you, faithful viewers, for coming in and sticking around this long. We deeply, deeply appreciate you. So give us 5 minutes and tune in for the boss fight. I mean, whatever explorations the Doty adventurers might get up to in the next hour or so. But yeah, we'll see you in 5 minutes. Hey, Face, you back.
Yeah, hi. My Wi-Fi just went out for
Oh,
absolutely no reason.
it happens. It happens. We're going to take a quick bio, but I'll tell you what happened while we're on the bio. See you all in about 5 minutes, folks. Thanks again for tuning in, and count us out, boss. Welcome back, folks. Thank you again for sticking around for No Theoretical Bias. Here we are in famous Lost Worlds. All right, so with the chief defeated and the new chief, a Karg in your debt, giving you a few trinkets and boons, he also shows you the way. Over right under where the really pretty shield was, there is on closer examination, there are two vertical cracks in this wall. Excuse me, you normally walk right on past them, but down low, there's a wire sticking out of the wall. So Karg tells you, I pull wire and the door opens. But if the door closes, it's locked from the far side. There's no way back. So you can prop open door, or you can trust me to open the door when you come back. If I pledge you this, if you come back with proof that the prophet, the seer, the whatever he is dead, I will let you back and let you leave my lands unharmed. I swear it. Do you trust me? Anyone? Bueller?
I mean,
This thing on?
he gave us free stuff.
He is also probably much bigger and much stronger than we are.
That's true. Hey man, I trust you. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Excellent. And so he pulls the wire. The whole section of wall pivots 90 degrees. So it's two narrow passageways. And you're looking into, let's see, you're looking into this wet corridor. Again, very, very damp in here. It looks like the walls are sweating. Lime deposits on the sides here are rippled lines. So you probably don't want to move particularly quickly in this space. But a slow proceeding down the passageway around a couple of curves shows you stairs leading down in a curve. No other exits. Karg tells you he's down there somewhere. The water here is funny. It makes things and causes creatures to act strange. So be careful of any water, he says. Which takes you down here. Again, each one of the squares is about 5 feet. It's a little, for whatever reason, it's a little taller here. So you don't have to worry so much about hunkering down when you're fighting or maneuvering. But again, the everything down here is wet. Probably be hard to like climb a wall, and so yeah, the ceilings here are probably 9-10 feet tall for whatever reason. So, and there are rivulets of water flowing down the walls. It collects a little bit on the floor and then sort of slowly trickles. Which direction? It trickles down the passageway ahead of you, away from you.
Does the water seem inherently? So you said the water's bad. Does the water seem inherently messed up, or does it seem like it's been altered?
Well, you touch it, smell it. It's got a moderately high mineral content. but it doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell, yeah, it smells like a certain type of mineral spring. So you don't really know what he was on about. But
Mm-hmm.
so the area in front of you in the lights of your cleric's light spell, it immediately branches into a Y shape. There's a passage that ends in a door to the west, and a passage that continues on into the darkness to the east. What do you do?
What?
I could cast guidance and see if we can get like any like point in the right direction.
Okay. Have you dropped the bless spell, by the way, now that the fight is over?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're not at any penalties to spellcasting. Cool, cool, cool. So what guidance question are you going to ask?
Which way leads to our desired destination?
Specifically,
The cloaked man.
okay, so you're looking for the mysterious foe. All right, go ahead and give me a spell roll, please, at +1. Oh, easy. All right, it gestures pretty definitively to the right, so that's going to be northeast. What do you do?
I think we should head that way.
I'm
And
following.
he descends. Okay. Again, you come to a place that also splits off in a Y intersection. Richter, you hear fast moving water to your right. And the flow of the trickle down the walls curves around and to the right. Evidently, that's now that you're like really paying attention, that's downhill, so to speak. So yeah, the water is heading down there, and you think you hear like fast moving water. What do you do?
Okay, first I'm going to alert both of you. There appears to be fast moving water to our right, but if the water's messed up, we may want to follow it. If that might be where we find our foe. But he could also be above us. I would follow the water personally. That's what I want to do.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so you follow it around to the right a little bit there. Again, you see another T intersection ahead of you. If you follow it around to the right toward the sound of running water, yep, you find a underground stream shining in the light of your spell there. The stream is running south to north, again, fairly swiftly moving. It's I mean, it's not like rapids or anything, but you can definitely see movement south to north. Something glitters, something non-watery glitters in the stream. There's also a passageway off to the south that smells like rot and mildew and other unsavory things. What do you do?
Do there appear to be any tracks around this stream?
Well, if you're going looking for tracks, you don't see any immediately, but In the center of the stream bed, in the light of your cleric spell, there is a staff. It looks like it's made out of solid gold. It is beautiful and ornate, encrusted with gems, inlaid with platinum. And it's just resting on the river bottom there in the light. A couple of white fish. They're small. You've seen them before in caves. They're probably blind. They're swimming around in under there. But yeah. But you don't see any signs of tracks or anything. Uh, Part of the problem may be because there's a lot of like trickling, moving moisture. Any tracks there isn't. It's really stony down here, so there isn't much to hold a track. And even if you like went stomping through here in muddy boots a week ago, the little trickle of water from everywhere is probably going to wash away most signs. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna alert. Hyla, there appears to be a golden staff in the water here. I don't know if I personally am not a staff person. Um, I don't know if you're a staff person. I know you like religion. Nalpha, I don't know if that would interest you. Personally, you guys do whatever you want to with this staff, but I'm gonna be headed down towards this passageway below us. So
Okay, so while Richter does a quick recon that direction, what are you two doing?
Can I get like a closer look at this staff and see if there's any like thing odd about it or magical?
Well, um, what you know about magic and enchantment. Basically, the higher quality the material, usually the more magical oomph that it can hang on to. Okay, which is why you don't make mystic magical rods out of like copper. You know, you don't make, you make the lightning wand out of, a blasted oak tree from the deepest wood. You don't just carve it out of a stick of pine and jazz it up. It doesn't work as well. So just looking at this, since it doesn't appear to have any non ceremonial effect, it's not a sword or a mace or a suit of armor or whatever. If this is just made to look pretty, that's a lot of effort to make just a pretty staff. Gold and filigree, and it's fluted, and I mean, it's 6 feet long, you're guessing. It looks like it's not. It's going to be heavy if it's gold, but it looks like it weighs like 3 ounces. It looks like you could spin it like a baton. It's just so delicate and pretty. Again, all the gemstones, platinum tracery, runes up and down the sides. Yeah, you've never seen anything like it. It's beautiful. What do y'all do?
Would this be what's like possibly making like the water so weird?
No idea. No theoretical bias against it.
Could I try like removing it from the water and
How
see if
so?
anything? Would I be able just to like lift it out or?
Sure. Okay. So you reach in and grab it. It doesn't feel like you expect. It doesn't feel like metal. The water here, by the way, is quite cold. Your hand's going to go numb sooner rather than later. But you get a good gripper on it and pull, and you're holding the arm of a rotting body. The staff is still there, glittering in the light. This is, yeah, uh you've got a twisted body of probably one of those big uns, and it's been in the water for a while. I'll come back to you. Richter, you go into that room immediately to the south. It stinks. It smells like a garbage dump. Um, and that's probably what it was at some point. There's just assorted trash all over the place. And you do see um, a little scavenger predator type that you've seen before. Imagine a slug about this long, but they're worse. They've got a raspy, like leech-like mouth, and they can jump. They can tense up their whole little body and leap. Um, you call them creepers, and they're gross, but they normally just like live in trash and garbage and stuff. And if you see one, there's probably half a dozen. They're like roaches. If you see one, there's probably more here. What do you do?
I don't think anyone would live with these, so I'm honestly just gonna leave this room. They can have
Okay.
it.
Okay, you are not followed. All right, so you come back to the site of Hyla with this mummified body half dragged out of the water. The staff is still glittering and gleaming so beautifully in the water. Um, yeah, uh, yuck. What do you do?
Um, are you doing anything with the body, or are you just holding the staff?
Doesn't have the staff, just holding the arm of the body.
Yeah, I'm gonna push the body back in the water.
It disappears from view.
Hmm.
Just the staff there. As soon as you push it in toward the staff, the body, you can't see it.
Hey guys, I think maybe we just leave the staff there.
I mean, I couldn't even touch it. I mean, I tried to. So,
My guess is there are piles of bodies probably on top of this staff here.
Well,
could I
go ahead.
could I try to contact any like spirits of these bodies and see like what's going on?
Sure. Are you dragging the body out of the water again?
I might as well.
Okay. Nothing continues to happen. Go ahead and give me a contact spirits spell roll, please. Okay. Oh wow, 15. Nice. Yeah. All right. So you pull, you reach into the spirit realm and call for the spirit that once called this body home, and this ghostly form appears in front of you. It is a biggin, um, had like gemstone caps on the big fangs, covered in tattoos, these ornate sigils and runes and things. Um, wears like a over shawl, again with lots of herbs and bones and gemstones dangling off of it. Has has a little wooden staff that it's leaning on. This thing looks quite old. Um, and it's in life, it would have been wearing like dark paint in stripes and sigils on its skin. Um, and he's everything about this guy says shaman or holy man or warlock or something. This is somebody who's um, in touch with magical stuff. You recognize, you could like half recognize a lot of these runes and stuff. So this is the spirit that stands before you, and he nods to you as one practitioner to another. So you may you can speak to it any you want, and it is bound to answer any one question you have to the best of its ability. But as long as you're just talking, and until you specify this is the question I want the answer to, um, whether it's telling you the truth is a variable possibility. Who calls me from my rest?
Hi. My name's Hyla. I had it just a like I don't know. I saw this golden staff in the middle of the room. And there was water, and I tried to reach for it, and I think I pulled you out.
Yes. Yes. He who put me here created that illusion.
Would you be able to inform me who this he is?
Is that your question?
No.
I will give that to you. The one who put me here is the petty wizard they call Grakhirt. I was shaman for the tribe. I am Proakar, the shaman. I was shaman for the tribe, and I was a good one. I served my people well, and I served the spirits and the gods well. But I spoke out against Grakhirt when he came. So he had me killed. And then, petty bastard, I couldn't even lie in peace. He threw my body here in the water and uh, put that illusion over it so no one would see it. He's petty. He's petty person. Don't like him.
Okay, so then my question to you is, oh,
You can
but
consult. You can consult with the
yeah,
group if you want.
should I ask something like where is like the location of this guy, or like does he have a weakness,
Well,
or like
if you killed him a while, he might not know. I would ask the weakness thing. See if maybe he
if he
knows
like
anything. Yeah.
yeah, okay. I think I'll ask him like do you know if this guy has any like weakness or like anything that could like take him down?
Grakhirt is not of the people. He is not one of us. He is proud, and he is angry, and he is vengeful. If he is also very smart, smart enough to outfox this old shaman. Um, and he knows things. He knows things he shouldn't know. Um, Weaknesses. He is arrogant, and prideful. If you seek a weak point in his armor, his pride is that. If his pride is stung, he will go out of his way to avenge that slight. So I don't have any better information than that.
That's okay. Thank you, and I guess have a peaceful slumber in the river.
Thank you. Thank you, wizard. A blessing on you, and that is this. To the north, you will find my tomb. If you will say a few words over it, and you will know which one it is. If you'll say a few kind words to your flower god on my behalf, um, ah, um, and the spirit gestures, and this ring appears on your finger. But it's not a ring, it's like a vine. Not a vine you're familiar with, actually. But it's obviously like a creeper vine. it curls itself around your finger gently, and he says, you may follow that to some treasures that I would give to you. Farewell, and dissolves into mist. So, what do you do?
I'm gonna consult with the group, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I have a crazy idea. Let's go to like the tomb in the north."
Oh, they heard the whole conversation, by the way.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I know. I just wanted to be like, "Hey,
Okay.
you heard what he
That's
said."
some wild stuff. Yeah, let's go north.
Okay, cool. So you head on north, and you find yourself in something that's pretty obviously a burial chamber. There are a number of areas carved into the walls here. Each one of those holds a sarcophagus is a very strong term. It's more like, yeah, okay, sarcophagus. They're crude. They're basically blocks of stone that have had the metal carved out and they put the lid back on. um, all of them are carved with words and runes. The basic, the basic gist of which is, may the spirits and the gods protect this, our shaman in their journey from point A to point B. So there are 7 niches here. Where do you start?
He said that his would be the most obvious. So, am I easily able to like choose which one it is and like just see?
Yeah, it's probably the first one there on your right, the creeper vine in your finger. It doesn't quite itch and it doesn't quite tingle, but you think that's the way to go. This sarcophagus looks, I mean, it's a stone box for a dead body. But you go to put your hand on it, and your hand goes right through the lid, like there's nothing there. You can feel the inside of the sarcophagus. There's the lip that the lid is sitting on, but there's no lid. As you're standing there with your hand on it, the lid disappears. Back in the corner there at the end of the niche is the actual lid leaning up against the wall. This sarcophagus is empty. There's a couple of cobwebs. And yeah, and there's some shrouds, like burial wrappings here. They're dyed red. They actually match, if you the body that you hauled out of the water, the fabric still held a kind of a reddish tint. So you think this is it. So, and again, he asks you to say a few kind words.
Would it be too late to like just out of a sign of respect, I don't know, get his body out and bring it here?
Oh, not too late if you want to take the time to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay, cool. So you lower it into the sarcophagus. Are we putting the lid back on?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do that, on the walls there, in between each of these burial niches, is either like a torch sconce or a little shelf for like an oil lamp. None of them are lit currently, but as soon as you center the lid on the sarcophagus, the light, the little oil lamp behind you lights up, and it's briefly the same color red as his burial shrouds, and then it just turns into regular light. And the creeper vine gives you a little finger hug. Oh, thank you so much. So yes. Anything else while you're here?
I'm just gonna say some good stuff to my goddess and like a proper like I guess thank you or whatever.
Beautiful. Hey, go ahead and mark 1 XP for me, please. For your service to the unknown shaman and your deity. All right. So, if you're paying attention, the creeper vine will steer you to various of these sarcophagi. The one it steers you away from very definitively is, let's see, I'll mark it here. This one. Oops, did that not mark? Let's see. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. There we go. Yeah, that one right there. Fourth from the left. Yeah, and as you're approaching that one, you hear something on the inside of the sarcophagus scratching. But the other ones are apparently fair game. So, general overview of how you're treating the other bodies. Your friend seems to think there were some treasures in there that you could have.
I mean, might as well. I mean, I might as well just see what there is.
Okay, so when you look at all these bodies are obviously all shaman over various eras of this tribe. As you're looking, you haven't taken anything yet, but as you look, the first one has a copper crown, quite corroded, not worth much, and a ceremonial mace. The second sarcophagus is basically empty except for dust. The third, you have a bit of a start on this one because this body was heavily embalmed and wrapped in strips of linen and mummified. You jump back in case it like leans forward to attack you. It's not. It's just a body. However, on its hands, you see 6 gold rings, each with different gemstones. The next one has got the scratching and the hissing on the inside of it. Probably want to avoid that. The other one, he's holding a dagger on his chest. The blade is obviously silver. It's tarnished, but could be cleaned up pretty well. The next one seems to be just a wrapped body. However, its mouth is a little bit ajar, and you can see there's some sort of gemstone in the mouth. So, are you recovering any or all of these treasures? Question mark.
I mean, I personally probably I'm not gonna take anything because I don't know. It just doesn't feel right with me, like morally. But do you guys want anything?
Yes.
Go ahead.
At least there are 2 things that would probably stand out to Nalfa. One is the tarnished silver dagger,
Okay, it's yours.
and then probably the rings.
The rings. Okay. The rings come off the hands relatively easily. Again, they're all gold rings. The one has a black stone, the second a blue stone, the third is probably some kind of agate, the fourth is light blue, and the fifth turquoise, pretty obviously, and the last one is another shiny black stone. So if you can find an appraiser or thief or somebody to tell you what those are, so you're in possession of 6 gold rings with gemstones and a silver dagger. What do you do now?
Could I go back? Sorry. Can I go back to the second one? Because I know like that there's been a lot of illusions down here, and I'm
Mhm.
just curious if that's like it appeared empty, but like, what if it wasn't?
Okay. So you run your hand or whatever through there. It is apparently really dust, makes you sneeze a little bit, but you do come up with a really delicate platinum chain with a small medallion on it, probably worth something, but that's it.
I think I'm gonna like turn to Richter and ask like if he wants anything or like what his thoughts on the matter
Well,
is.
personally, I'm not one to judge another man for taking advantage of a situation, but I do like to usually respect resting places. If that tomb is empty, I will take that chain just so I might be able to sell it to maybe feed Nyx a little bit more than usual. But um, if it's light and you can carry it, sure, toss it on.
I mean, I probably got like no good reason for it, so you can have it.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got a platinum chain with a small medallion.
What does the medallion look like?
Um, oh, it's probably, you don't recognize the entity. It's probably a medallion to a higher power, maybe a lower power, some sort of some sort of powerful spiritual entity. You don't recognize it, but for a bunch of shaman, that would make sense.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think Richter wants to be looking again, any tracks, anything I can find, saying maybe this guy came in here, maybe he didn't.
The dust in here is pretty undisturbed. What there is of it, again, it's more like thin mud. Even here, the walls are weeping a little bit. Um, oh, the sarcophagi are actually carved out of not, they're not carved out of limestone. They did think that far ahead. So the sarcophagus aren't melting slowly under the water. But yeah, but that's about it. No obvious signs of tracks. What do you do?
I think if you guys are ready, we should either cross that stream. Is this spot right here? Is this a is that a hallway? Okay,
Yep.
it is. All right, let's go down that hallway then. I couldn't tell.
Okay. Again, whoever carved this out apparently liked T intersections. Um, from this spot, you can see a couple of things. Again, the passageway continues to the northwest. To the southeast, um, there's an odd structure on the floor. It's it's got um it's a roughly cylindrical stone. Um and there's water coming up out of it and trickling down the sides. It's about waist high.
Is the water is there like a hole the water's coming from, or does it just appear?
Well, as you approach, the walls here are very smooth, unusually smooth for this type of cavern. Hanging on the wall to your left is a hook. There's a hook, and hanging on it is a chain that's got a flask on it. Maybe silver, just hanging on the wall there. This cylindrical stone comes up out of the floor. There's a circular basin carved into it, and there's a hole, and the water is bubbling up. I say bubbling. The water is apparently coming up out of that hole and trickling over the sides. Again, from here it flows south, probably toward that river. Yeah, the stone, um, whatever stone this is, it isn't limestone either. And somebody obviously put some work into carving out this basin. What do you do?
Hyla, is your deity saying anything?
I could ask.
Ask
I could,
if we should go up top to keep searching, or if we
okay,
should
yeah,
look into this.
I can ask her.
So, what is your either or guidance question?
Should we continue north
Should you continue north to,
to the uh unexplored hallway on the left?
should you continue north to find,
Find the man.
ah, okay. Would continuing north help you find your foe, kind of a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right, cast it. Yep, it works. Again, it's +1 for being a rote, so no penalty. Yes, the flower gestures to the north and west.
Let's
I guess we should head that way.
yeah, let's go that way. I don't want to mess around in this water too much.
All right, so you come up around that curve again. You don't see a T intersection, which is nice. But you walk in, there's light ahead of you, and you're looking at some kind of, for lack of a better term, a conference room, a meeting room of some stripe. There is a fairly half decent table in front of you, probably oak. There are torch sconces on the walls, a couple, three of those. There's four chairs at the table, three on your side, one on the other. The torches aren't on fire. The torches have had spells, probably light spells cast on them at some point, and they emit it's a daylight kind of glow, but it's dimmer. Imagine you're sitting under a nice tree on a sunny day. That's the kind of light that they're projecting. Vaguely pleasant, actually. And sitting in the chair opposite you is a hooded figure. He's wearing a red robe. There's some embroidery down the front, some sigils and things. It's got a full cowl. You can see just like a beard, a little bit of a beard peeking out into the light. His eyes glitter, kind of like your panther when they catch the firelight at night. And a fairly pleasant baritone says, I bid you uncertain welcome, visitors to my halls. Would you care to sit and have a discussion with me?
I
Are
think for
you
the time being, I think I would.
Okay.
are you the reason why that water is all messed up?
Oh, no, no, no. Uh, the spring is part of the reason I came here, but no, I had no hand in its creation. It's it contains some minor magics that are useful, but no, I didn't do anything to create it.
And you tossed a dead body in the river, correct?
Ah, well, I'm sorry. And he stands. Forgive my manners. Um, I am Grakhirtz, and he pulls back his hood. You're looking at a 30-something, vaguely pleasant-faced, dark hair, dark beard, um, human male. Seems to be in pretty decent shape under the robe. Um, my name is Greg Hertz. Uh, yes, your sources are rather interesting. I'm impressed. By the way, he's looking at you, Hyla. Your work is quite uh, well done, my lady. Yes. I have many faults, and among them is I hold grudges. I don't apologize for that. I've had a few things happen to me in my life that are fairly grudge-worthy. And when Jan Shaman tried to have me thrown out before I could learn what there was to learn here, I yes, I had him killed and I had his body, I threw his body in the river. Again, no apologies. But and you are?
Well, you can call me Richter. I noticed you said had him killed. You couldn't kill him yourself?
Um you caught me in a lie, Master Richter. I poisoned him myself, yes.
Ooh,
They don't they,
poison.
yes.
Coward. Um.
No,
Well,
no, no. Let's not antagonize him. No.
yeah. Well, I mean, he antagonized the fish and the ecosystem in the water when he threw a body that isn't supposed to be there, and you know. But it's fine. What did you want to have our meeting about?
Well, um based on current events, recent events. Uh, I'm assuming that you're here about the attack on the village. My apologies. That one I will apologize for. The chief, former chief, deceased chief, had some delusions of grandeur and some ideas for expanding the Biggin lands. Couldn't be dissuaded from that. So I offered him some assistance in gathering the tribes and throwing them at the village. Um, I'm sure you're aware that they're not particularly strategically or tactically minded. I knew with even a half decent defense, the assault would be defeated, and then we'd have a generation or two before anybody got any ideas about attacking the local baron again. So again, I apologize for any collateral damage, but he wanted something to fight, so I pointed him at something to fight. Yeah, Card really doesn't like me, does he?
Is he telling the truth about the like, can I tell if he's telling the truth about the old chief? Because Karg would have us believe that it's not like the old chief was fine with going about things, and then all of a sudden, Wizard comes along and convinces him to do all this other stuff.
Go ahead, give me a discern realities, please.
All right, not my strong suit.
All right. Let's see. Ask your question.
Hold on. I guess what I don't really care if what he's saying is true, but I guess the truth one would be what here is not what it appears to be, right?
Gotcha. He's apparently pretty honest. Yeah. You're not seeing any signs that he's lying. He's actually pretty vaguely cold about the idea that he just, sent a whole bunch of these tribes folk off to die just to, keep them out of his way. So, I know that Karg made you made an arrangement with you, so that if my dead, if you take him my head, he'll reward you and listen to you, and you'll be all good buddies exchanging, ale and back rubs. I have a counter offer that you can feel free to ignore or reject, but I would ask that you sit down and let me make my pitch.
I'll sit down.
I'll stand.
Okay.
I'll take a seat as well.
All right. Thank you. So a long time ago, my father was in a city. The city of Willow. I'm sure you know it. It's far to the south, but my father was a skilled mage, and through one thing or another, he caught the attention of the local thieves guild. If you're going to have crime, it might as well be organized, right? That way they can pay their taxes on time. And he got in their good graces, and unfortunately was not able to rise in the ranks officially because he wasn't a thief, wasn't an assassin. So my father grew very resentful. He had money and everything except status, which didn't sit well with him. So he worked very diligently to be the power behind the throne. Even the guildmasters feared him. Um, and he eventually won the love and the hand of the High Guild Master's daughter. And my mother and father loved each other very much. And they had me. And my father, a stern man, but he had a mind for the future. He had them train me in every art that they had at their disposal: locks, climbing, poison, daggers, the arts of conversation, as well as several types of magic. And he trained me very, very well. And he dodged several assassination attempts when the old guildmaster died. And eventually, as the Assassins Guild says, we only have to get lucky once. You have to get lucky every time. And they lost track of me. I gathered all of my father's materials, and using every last bit of my training, I escaped. I fled. So that was 20 years ago. I, again, I do have a tendency to hold a grudge. I do want to wreak havoc on my father's enemies by any means possible. I won't apologize for that. He was a good father to me, and he was a good husband. And I don't think the world is going to miss any thieves or assassins or other skulkers by night. So younger me had a plan to gather together huge armies of orc and hobgoblin and black dwarves and the ebon elves, and we would form a mighty band and go and raze the entire city to the ground. And I would drive a nail into the skull of the guildmaster and nail his soul to that wasted, burnt place. Our dreams have a tendency to shrink over time. So when it became pretty obvious that these biggins weren't up for the whole marching on the city thing, I kind of had to keep them busy while I was doing my thing. But you present an opportunity, and here's my pitch. The rulers of uh, Ivy Willow, as well as the rulers and movers and shakers, high priests, high wizards, etc., in the surrounding lands, all have a lot of motivation to keep the guild in check. Nobody likes having an effective group of assassins on your border. So, in exchange for you all letting me walk out of here breathing through the only hole in my face I like to breathe through, um, I will give you all the information I have on the guild, their practices, um, their trade craft, secret signs, the private languages that they use, and I will set you free upon my enemies. as they are the enemies of all good and righteous men, as well as myself. That's it. Let me go and pursue some true justice upon a far greater evil than myself. Or we can have a problem.
Well,
And
mind if
Here's how I
we-
see it then.
Do you mind if we step
Well, yes,
outside
I
real
see.
quick and discuss this?
turn toward your mic, Will.
Do you mind if we step outside real quick and discuss this?
Of course not. In fact, I can repair to my chambers here if you'd be more comfortable here, or anywhere you want. I'm at your disposal, lady and gentlemen. So wherever you decide to convene, he makes himself scarce.
Okay.
What do you do?
Now, Phil, what do you want to do?
Quick
Well, here's
thing.
how I see it. Because
Sorry.
if we still let him go, there are still about 3.5, as I have, including the drunkard, of the biggins upstairs
And that's minimum.
that would still want to waste him.
Yeah. Well,
As I see it, is that he does not seem to be afraid of them,
Mm-hmm.
nor does he seem afraid of us if we do fight.
Well, here's how I see it. He may not be afraid of the biggins. There also is a stream, so he may just be able to escape via the stream. That cave entrance may not be the only entrance in here. Here's what I want to do. I really want to put a spear through the middle of this guy. Because he sent people to their death, knowing that he was sending people to their death, most likely. Biggins. He also, as much as he may not have been the one to encourage dreams of power and grandeur into the chieftain, but the way he's talking to us, it sure makes it seem like he didn't discourage it. And if he knows that he's not discouraging it, and he knows that the chieftain is going to try and unite all the tribes and basically do something that, while Biggins aren't necessarily peaceful, they kind of remain in their own tribes, they kind of remain in their own areas. People have died, people have gotten hurt, have lost things, and he does not care. And his path for revenge, which, to be completely honest, doesn't seem entirely righteous, considering the fact that it seems like, as much as he believes his father to be righteous, his father seems to also maybe have been one of those people seeking power. But I'm just a simple ranger, so I don't know too much about the games of power and how, if power corrupts or not. So it's really up to you two guys what we do. Personally, I want to see this guy in that river over there under that illusion. So
I think something that we
It
should
might
keep.
be.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I was
Something
gonna say,
to
I
keep.
think it might be worth me poking and prodding a little bit more, because compared to you two, I am more trained to talk with people, while you, Richter, are much more trained to talk with animals, and you, Helia, seem to be much more trained to talk with plants.
that's true.
I think something we should keep in mind is he was able to know about the chief's death while being in here. Like, he seemed to know a lot about like stuff that's not happening in front of us. So I wouldn't say that him listening into our conversation right now is impossible.
I agree.
I mean, probably not. Of course, I knew this most likely something was going to be a trap. If he's here waiting for us, he obviously can do something about it if he wants to.
Well, if he makes a move, I make a move, but it's up to you guys.
I think we should go in and have probably a little bit longer of a chat before we make our decision.
Okay, but now if I do want to know if stuff goes the wrong way, you are prepared, correct?
Don't worry about it. I think I think I can definitely hold my own.
Okay.
I got a few
Alright.
tricks in hidden places.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, all right.
You can keep talking.
All right. So he returns from behind the curtain there, and he's got several books and stacks of paper with him, which he sets on the table and seats himself. So I had a few thoughts, just to sweeten the deal a little bit here. This, and he has his hand on a stack of papers. This is notes that I made during the assault on the village, um, detailing the Biggin forces, the villager forces, and a sort of a tactical and strategic play-by-play of what happened. This may be of use to your Baron, who can improve the defenses of uh, his village. I know it's only been here for not even 2 decades, so this may be of assistance to the good Baron. This is a stack of journals, apparently. This, some journals that myself and my father kept, contains details on the structure, operation, passwords, signals, key members, and key contacts of the Ivy Willow Assassins Guild. It's a little out of date, but a lot of information is in there. If you should choose to go the high route and give this information to the powerful priests and paladins and clerics and warriors of the light to eradicate said Assassins Guild, this will prove very valuable to them. If you were to go the Assassins Guild appropriately and tell them that you have this information, they would also probably pay very well to recover it. With the obvious issues of having a Assassin's Guild concerned that you might know too much. That would be up to you. Finally, for our woodsy friend here, he's got a couple of older journals. My father didn't think much of the kindness of strangers. So he arranged for himself a series of bolt holes and hideouts, a few in various metropolitan locations, but 7 or 8 out in the wilderness. He's got some hidey holes out there that would serve as wonderful bases of operations for scouts and trackers such as yourself. Again, this I would freely give to you if you would be willing to assist me in walking out of here. And with that, I'm gonna just oh uh, oh, and he pulls out this little bell on a stick and he sets it there. I'm just gonna go and well, freshen up a little bit. Just ring the bell when you're oh, I'm sorry. Did you have any questions? Anything you needed to know?
Let's say, hypothetically,
Hmm.
if we decided not to accept your offer, it seems like you would have already planned to have already somehow gotten out of here, despite the fact that above on the surface are currently members of a very large and powerful militia waiting to already kill you when you get up there. And the fact that
Um,
you do not seem frightful at all and that you were waiting for us seems like you would have something else in mind.
I will answer your question with another question. Um, if you were to know about the roughly 12 effective Biggin warriors, plus the the women and youngsters and elders. Any one of us by ourselves might consider heavily, well-trained, heavily armored, hard to kill foes uh, fairly formidable. Okay. I know I noticed that you all seem to have a few problems with just a couple of them. So I find myself in the position of being a strong swimmer with my head underwater. Now, I can, as a strong swimmer with many skills and talents in my back pocket, as it were, I could swim for the surface of this 80-foot well. I could claw my way to the top. I could use all of my talents and holding my breath and get all the way and then climb out another 50 feet out of the well, take my first breath of freedom. But what if I wasn't in a well? What if I was in a tub and all I had to do was sit up? I'd prefer to go the tub route. All right. You are absolutely correct. I do have many, many means at my disposal, plus the advantage that they're already terrified of me. But with a few simple plans on our part, very straightforward, nothing that would put any of you in danger, we could just sit up, take a deep breath, and get out of this puddle. Again, I don't have any wish to be your enemy, and I can be a very generous friend. But if you decide that I'm your enemy, no offense, I do have means to protect myself. Up to you.
Well, seeing as how generous you are at this moment,
Mhm.
why have you not already given all of this information to the people that we would have possibly given it to?
The Assassins
Let's
Guild
say
wants the Assassins
let's
Guild
say
wants me.
the clergy. Then
All right. So say you're running a powerful Assassins Guild, my lord, and you got fingers in a lot of pies. The Assassin Guild wants me dead, 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 dead. Okay, and they have very, very long memories. If I were to show up anywhere near Ivy Willow within counties and countries, um, uh, again, I don't really need to be swimming my way out of a 1,000-foot well with a 1,000-foot climb above me. Not interested. I'm going to come back in vengeance and fire, or I'm not coming back at all. That said, all the good and kind and wonderful and righteous people of the surrounding areas could be my sword and my shield. I would just give this information, drop it into their laps through suitable intermediaries, trustworthy ones, I would hope, and let the chips fall. And then maybe 6 months or 6 years from now, I'm sitting in a tavern somewhere unregarded, and the news comes through. Gosh, did you hear what happened to the Thieves and Assassins Guild in Ivy Willow? Yeah, all these paladins showed up, and one of them was riding a silver dragon, and they bit the guildmaster's head off and spat it down his neck. It was awesome, and I will just there will just be a little warm place in my heart that I caused that domino to tip today. Okay. Make no mistake, I want revenge. But if other people want to take that revenge in the name of goodness and righteousness and holiness, I will take that as well. Anything else?
Real quick, as long as you don't get hurt, right?
As long as I don't get hurt by.
Right, so it's fine if the other people can do the stuff, as long as you can sit back and believe that you were the reason why they were able to exact your revenge, and that You don't get hurt. The
Did
assassin
you
guild
love
will
your
find out it's
father?
you.
Did
Do I
you
love my
love your
father?
father? Did you love your father?
I mean, I did, yes.
I suffered when he died. He was a good
Okay.
man. He was good to me, and he gave me everything, every opportunity to succeed in every way that he failed. My mother was such a good mother to me. She cared for me and she protected me. And people that they knew put a knife in them.
Well, I mean,
So if you think I have not suffered, if I have not bled, if I have not wept in this struggle against this edifice of a guild, do you know how many assassination attempts I had to dodge? Do you know how many fights I had? Do you know how many taverns I had to fight my way out of? I've fought. I've fought, Master Ranger. I've fought and I have bled, and I would do it again. And if I had it in my power with sword and shield and fire to do it myself, I would be there now. I would be carving swaths through armies of black-clad assassins, dodging poison bolts from the thieves and the gutter rats of Ivy Willow. I do not fear to face. Never, never think that. But again,
why why not just use poison like you did on the biggins? I'm sorry. It's unclear to me how you're willing to throw other people's lives away and ignore the fact that other people had fathers, other people were fathers, other people had mothers, other people suffered by your hand for this revenge that you seek, but you're not willing to go and you're willing to risk yourself as long as you are able to, kind of, I don't want to say use other people, but, use other people to make sure that you're exacting your revenge. You would do it yourself if you could, but you just can't because you're too weak to, which is really weird considering the fact that you're strong enough to manipulate other people and to convince them to do your dirty work. I don't know. I'm not going for this.
are you familiar with the trapdoor spider? I am. Trapdoor spider. They don't spin webs. They use their webbing to create little ambush spots. And they jump out and they attack their prey and they drag it back into their little lair. Oh, by the way, there are some giant varieties in the surrounding areas, so watch your step. But the little ones, they they keep pets. Did you know that? There's this species of tiny, tiny little frog. The spiders are only about this big, but there's these tiny, tiny little frogs, and they keep them as pets because the little frogs eat insects that would eat the spider's eggs. And they protect them from the frog's predators. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. I'm sure you can think of a dozen instances in nature where two dissimilar creatures will assist each other. The ravens showing the wolves where the dead caribou is. So, or the ravens showing the wolves where the live caribou are so that the wolves can make a few dead caribou for the ravens to take care of. No one, no person, demigods do not have the power to stand alone against an organization, an edifice, a myth. Can't do it. I don't imagine that I could do all this on my own, but I do imagine that avenging my father's death is worth the effort. Cragtam wanted to conquer. I gave him the means to try. He didn't. He wasn't good at it. I needed to be alive to pursue my goals. Jan Shaman didn't want me to be alive. He preached against me, and I defended myself. This animal is very bad, said the sorcerer. This animal is very, very bad. When it's attacked, it defends itself. Isn't it an awful animal, Master Ranger? It defends itself when it's attacked.
I find it odd that you
Oh,
defend yourself with poison. Many animals do that, but it's most of
oh
the
yes.
time poison upon being attacked, not poison on being asked to leave or poison on. It's mostly to defend against an intruder,
Not
not
at all.
to.
Not at all. Poison is
Not
used
for that.
almost exclusively to hunt prey.
Mm, You're thinking about venom. That's injection.
Oh
Poison is
yes.
used for defense, which is
Oh, I see.
weird.
The
Hmm.
colorful little frogs in the south. Yes, for defense. So
What's the ranger would
I
say this?
I'm not smart enough. I try not to argue with anyone smarter than myself, uh, Master Ranger. That way lies madness. I'm not smart enough to understand what point you're driving at. I had a goal. I think it's a worthy one. I was doing things to support that goal. Would I do them again? Yes. And if I live long enough, I will take whatever ill-gotten gains I have, build the biggest shrine in the world to the God of justice. And I will pray there every day and thank the God of justice for delivering true justice to my enemies that deserve it. And the local priesthood will think I am just, oh, Lord Greybeard, we can't go a day without him showering us with riches and largesse and making, oh, the community is so wonderful. He's just throwing funds at the poor and the hopeless and the downtrodden, and the unjust fear him. I'm a small evil, Master Ranger. Tiny, tiny evil in the cosmic scheme of things. In the time we've had this conversation, how many people has the guild assassinated? In the time we've had this conversation, how much has the Thieves Guild stolen from men far, far more humane, far more wonderful, far more worthy than myself? We can fight, we can battle, we can bleed, we can scream, and some of us can die right here, right now, if that is your wish. Or armed with the knowledge to help your employer defend his lands better, slides that stack of paperwork towards you, or armed with the knowledge of a truly vile organization, far more bloodthirsty and far more interested in coin than they are in any of your moral qualms about using people, or armed with locations of safety out in the wilderness from which to protect other people, destroy unnatural creatures. Or you can kill one little power behind the throne who got big bad group of very nasty biggins to go and do bad things.
Okay, I need to know what are you two thinking we do? Because honestly, I'm ready to roll a hack and slash roll right now.
I don't know.
Chris, I need to know. I need to know what you're thinking, Chris. As a person, I need to know what you're thinking.
As a person, I'm very conflicted.
Here's my thing. What's to stop
Because
us from just
also,
taking
as
this
a person
information?
and not in game. Exactly. That's about what I was gonna say. He essentially has given us everything we need. So what is stopping him, or at least what's stopping us from taking it
I
and
simply wish my
doing
bowstring
both
hadn't
goods
broken.
at the same time?
Um,
What? Don't you have a new bow?
yeah, but it's not stringed. I wish it hadn't broken because then it would be cool to like shoot an arrow, but at this distance, probably not effective. All right. I think when he finishes that, I don't know. I'm ready to act. I've been ready to act. This guy's been making Richter kind of very upset because the idea that a small evil is justifiable in the grand scheme of things is very upsetting, especially when, in Richter's mind, the grand scale of nature, it's usually the smallest things that lead to the biggest consequences. A locust by itself, right? Oh, well, it's just a locust, don't worry about it. But then when the locust multiplies and you don't take care of the locust when it's a small locust, all of a sudden you have a swarm and entire ecosystems are destroyed. I it's the small evils. Um Guys, I'm ready to roll a hack and slash roll.
I just want to give him one more option to see if it'll work out.
Okay, go ahead. But then after that,
So, Sir Gracieta. So here's another proposal then. We can leave here, but you still must face justice. We take you to beings probably with a little bit more power than we have in administering it, and you face what crimes you have said. True, you may be a smaller evil at this moment, but you still are an evil. So why not have justice for the larger and the smaller? Because with your name as the seer, you can probably see how we feel about you.
You would do that. You would take me to an impartial judge to lay out my case, and you would trust them to judge me fairly and impartially. You would do that.
Well, I would think it'd be one of the better options. Because if you also come with us, you don't exactly have to keep running from the assassins, as I presume.
Oh, no,
Let's
no,
just
no.
say the councils will take greater care of you.
Except that the guild has got fingers in every prison, and my name would pop up. I have a counter proposal, and I think you might be interested in it. Let me show you something. And he stands up and he splits into four. And now there are four of him standing there. One of them draws a dagger, the other steps back, hands like this. The other runs behind the curtain, and the other one runs out the way you came in. What do you do?
stabbing the one that runs out the way we came in.
Would love to do something if you would let me.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so
Seeing as this is now this is now no longer talking, I'll fight.
right,
I would like to use metal hurlants.
okay, what's it do?
Let me see. So
Just click on it.
when you shout, okay.
When you shout with great force or play a shattering note, choose a target, and the target does what?
So it only gives two options. It doesn't actually say what for like number 6. It takes well, technically both are 1d10 damage and is deafened, and the other is, and for the 7 to 9 it's also take 1d8, but then it also can go off and hit another target of the DM's choice.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, like, I'm doing that forward so that if either one of these are fakes,
Okay, go
or
ahead.
if either one is real or fake, I would hit both.
Okay, give me is that your roll?
It would seem, well, because I clicked on the move, I would presume it's probably a roll, unless you would count that one as like the explaining roll, and I would roll
That's
another one.
explaining. All right, go ahead and give me a spell casting roll, please, or metal hurling, or whatever you use. What's it based on?
And
Let me take a quick peek here.
Constitution. Based on con.
Okay, so give me a con roll, please.
Okay.
Boip. All right. So 7, it does D8 and D8 to a different target, correct?
D10.
Oh, it does D10 to the target and D10 to a separate target?
It says the target takes 1d10 damage and it and is deafened for a few minutes, but is out of your control. The GM will choose an additional target nearby.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a D10.
Right? And I do this like forward towards
I gotcha.
the two that were behind the desk.
Gotcha. Okay, 9 points of damage. Awesome. Well, every book and paper in front of you slams hard against the far wall. Several of the books detonate into showers of paper falling. The one with the dagger, it blasts completely through him, and the illusion shimmers to nothingness. Okay. Unfortunately, the shout also catches your buddy, the ranger. Richter, you are deafened and take 9 points of damage. You can apply armor, however.
All right.
What are you doing, Richter?
Well, now that I'm deafened, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm yelling, and because I can't hear myself, I guess I'm yelling extra loud, coward, as I'm trying to stab the one running out of the room.
Okay, trying to stab the one running out of the room. Go ahead and give me a hack and slash there.
All right, hold on. By the way, everyone, I'm at 16. Hack and slash.
Okay, deal damage to enemy. Enemy deals move against you. Awesome. Okay, so your what are you using? What kind of blade?
I have a spear.
Spear. Okay, you stab all the way through this thing. Again, it disappears in a shower of sparks, and then your enemy makes a move, and I'm not going to tell you what that move is. Okay. So you've got one Grak here with his hands starting to glow in front of you, and the other one has disappeared past the curtain to the south. Highland, what do you do?
I'm probably gonna like cast Cure Moderate Wounds on Richter.
Go for it. Boom! Awesome. All right, and that cures how much?
I think it's
2d8.
Yeah, 2d8.
Beautiful. Roll it. Oh, 5. Heal 5. Awesome. All right.
21.
Naufa, what are you doing? You've got to.
Probably gonna.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna use the dueling rapier on the one with the glowing hands, just to see whether or not the one that ran out was a fake.
Give me a hack and slash.
Yep.
Oh, mark experience. Okay, so you stab at him. He jinks to the side, and you overextend, and you trip over another one of those chairs. You go down. He's heading for the exit. Richter, you neither hear nor see this. Well, okay, give me a wisdom roll, Richter. Okay, you do. You don't hear it because you can't hear anything because you're deafened, but you see another one of these red-robed Grakhirts heading for the way you came in. What do?
I'm slashing again.
Okay, give me a hack slash, please. Oh, all right. Deal your damage. Yeah, again, your spear passes right through the illusion that disappears in a shower of sparks. and the enemy makes again an unknown move against you. Hyla and Noifa, you hear a mocking laugh coming from down the corridor, or down the tunnel heading out of here. What do you do?
I just want to take a peek behind the curtain just to make sure that there is no one there.
Okay, so you take a peek behind the curtain. There is another Grakhirt here. This is a fairly nice little bedroom type area. Immediately you notice a nice bed, a desk, a bookcase, a dresser, a large mirror. And Grakhirt is at the bookshelf, grabbing volumes and tossing them into a bag. What do you do?
I just want to like walk closer.
Okay.
Essentially, almost to the point where kind of like the tip of the rapier touches this crack here.
Okay. He freezes, raising his hands.
But does it go through? Is it touch?
Oh yeah. No, basically you accidentally stab him in the back and he disappears in a shower of sparks. So did the bag, so did the books, actually. You're looking at an empty bookshelf. All right, Hyla, you've got Richter is shaking his head because he still can't hear. A mocking laugh has and splashing footsteps echoing down the tunnel. Clouds of paper and book leaves falling around you. What do you do?
I'm gonna give chase. If I've heard splashing water, that means that he has to be, at least he just passed the river.
Okay. So as you round the corner here, the splashing seems to be coming from this direction, and you think you see a form standing over that fountain. What do you do?
Could I cast guidance and ask if that's the real one before I start chasing after it?
Ooh. So phrase that in a way that you could have it answered with a gesture.
Can I hold up my mace and point to it and say, if I were to lightly damage this form, would it disappear?
Okay, go ahead and cast guidance. No, it would not disappear.
Then can I charge at it with my mace?
Excellent. As you do that, Grakhirt runs away from the fountain. There's a muddy area here, like really, really muddy. And he charges across it, gets to about here, stops, whirls at you and says, "Wait, there's something you don't know. Please listen." He's just standing there. What do you do?
I mean, what do you mean there's something I don't know? We were having a conversation. You did
You're
some
in
magic.
you're in terrible, terrible danger, and you don't know it. Please listen to me, please. Okay.
I'm gonna approach him.
About that time, 6 figures stand up out of the mud,
Yeah.
and one of them swings a huge muddy fist at your head. What do you do?
Of course you're in danger. He's the danger.
Is there a way that I could charge out of the line of the fists into Red Robe over there?
Well, you are standing in about calf deep mud at this point. So you're not moving very quickly at all. You can try. You can try to charge past these 6 figures that just stood up. Go ahead and give me a defy danger. This is going to be strength.
Oh,
Ouch. All right, mark experience. And one of them punches you with a big muddy clump in the back of the head. Give me a D8. Okay, take 2 points of damage. Do apply armor. Noifa, what are you doing? You think you heard you think you heard Hyla run out of the room.
I think I'll probably run out from behind that area and like tap Richter and
Okay.
essentially just motion him to let's go and
Okay.
for essentially for him to follow me.
Okay. Do you follow, Richter?
Yeah, I was hoping Richter would have followed Hyla, but
Okay.
yeah.
So you get to about here. You see signs of movement down this hallway. You get over here. Immediately in evidence is Hyla fighting these 6 humanoid creatures. They're only about 4 feet tall, and they're covered in mud and muck, and they're apparently trying to bash her with their giant fists. What do you do, Richter?
I'm gonna look
Yeah,
to Nalfa, and I'm gonna ask if he could very loudly because I can't hear the response. Um, uh, please loop back to the creek. Please loop back to the creek. And then I'm going to charge in and try and break up one of these muddy figures if I can.
Awesome. All right, go ahead and give me a hack and slash.
All right.
Ooh, mark experience. One of them scoops up a glob of mud and hits you with it hard. It doesn't hurt, but the mud immediately covers you all over, and you find yourself moving a lot slower. So the other 5 are trying to bash Hyla, and your foe Grakhirt is not immediately in evidence. So Noifa, do you take Richter's advice?
I think I will.
Okay, so you go charging around through the sarcophagus area. You run down into the river area, and there's nothing that wasn't here when you left. What do you do?
Okay. I think for right now, I think he's just gonna stand vigilant.
Okay, so Hyla, you are fighting for your life. What are you doing to attack, defend, or flee these mud creatures?
Okay, this is a crazy idea. Would we say that these are like is this mud or like creatures made of dirty water?
Well, I mean, mud is dirty. I mean, really dirty water. So why do you ask?
Because I might take something out of Ranveer's pocketbook and try to sanctify maybe the mud. See if I
Oh,
can like kill
you're gonna
these creatures by purifying them.
Okay. So this makes holy water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, purifies and makes the water. Okay, go ahead, give me a spell roll. Let's see. Oh, mark experience. All right. Well, you were trying it. Okay. You didn't get the last couple of syllables out of your face when one of them hits you with a glob of this mud and you're spitting it, blah, 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 and you're coated with this mud, and now you're moving a lot slower too. Okay. These guys ain't fast, but they're slightly faster than you. Richter, what are you doing?
Smash.
Smash, Hulk smash. All right. And you hit. Is your weapon by any chance magical?
No.
Okay, so you plunge your spear entirely through this thing, pull it out, no effect. He returns the favor by punching you right in the face. Give me a D8, please.
All right. When this happens, I'm gonna yell to Hyla, just run.
Okay, take 6 points of damage. Do apply armor.
Richter knows when to back down.
Okay. So, all right. Let me Hyla, go ahead and give me another spell roll, please. Okay, beautiful. It turns out your purifying spell works, actually. You pop one of these bad boys like a zit, this just a shower of dirt. It doesn't affect all of them at once, but where there were once 6, there are now 5. All right. In the interest of expediency, and because I know a couple of things that you don't, um, I need everybody to give me a roll using their best stat, please. All 3 of you.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Whoa.
Noifa mark experience. All right. So here is what happens in relatively short order. It takes a lot longer than you wanted, however. Noifa, you're basically standing there until the sounds of battle just get too much for you, and you run over there and get clobbered by one of the mud creatures. Give me a D8, please. Okay, 1 point of damage, apply armor. Highlight, you're blasting these things with your purification spells. Very smart, very smart. And Richter, you're basically running interference for Hyla, getting the critter's attention so that she can destroy them. And you all slog your way out of the mud and knock off the big chunks.
Before we do anything else, can I cast Cure Moderate Wounds on Richter?
Yes, you may. Also, Richter, your hearing is coming back.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Okay. And beautiful.
Ooh.
Nice. All healed up?
Yeah.
You're dynamite. You're golden. All right. So, Grackheart is nowhere in evidence.
Mm.
What do you do?
He said he would swim out. He went to the well. Can we go to this door? We never actually did check that out.
That's true. You never did check that out. So, you find yourself in it was probably at some point like a torture chamber with some cells or a cell. There's a torture chamber. It's got a rack, a stone table with whips, and the cell there has got a skeleton chained to the wall. Nothing immediately of value. The other room was probably the torturer's room. Doesn't really have anything in it. Do you take any time searching more, or were you just looking for the dude?
I'm just looking for the dude.
Yeah.
He mentioned swimming. Now, I'm sure that part of it was figurative, but also at the same time, there is this creek here that he could have literally tried to swim.
Could I ask for a guidance again? Use my good old faithful.
Yep, sure can. What's the question?
I'm gonna ask if he has escaped the our current area.
So you're asking if he went, which way did he go? Is that what I'm hearing? Or
Well, yeah, I guess, but more of is he because the only way out of here would be through the stream because the other door can only be opened from the other side. So if I ask if he's in the area and I get a no, that means he escaped by the river, right?
I mean, I will draw your attention to the fact that he's a highly intelligent illusionist.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
So if you assume that he actually at least tried to get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still gonna ask if he's in the area because if he is an illusionist, he could just straight up be hiding somewhere
true.
that we don't
True.
know.
All right. So, by gesture, where is he? That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Can I stand by the can I walk over to the triple fork in the road?
Sure. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's a +1. Well, it's still an 8. What's your minor negative effect you're going to take?
I'm gonna have to take -1 ongoing casts until I can commune.
It gestures this way.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so you go over there. Where to from there?
Those are the stairs that we came in from, correct?
Correct.
Let's go up the stairs then, and just that's the door where he said that we should be able to. He would let us back in.
Yeah. The door is actually already open.
Oh.
And there's one of the bodyguards standing there holding the door open, and he's looking at Hyla really strangely.
Oh, did he make himself look like me and run out?
Yeah, that's what he did.
You were just here.
How far did you let her go?
Where is she?
She said that you two were fighting some horrible creatures
No.
and
No.
maybe
Okay.
running this way. And so she went to talk to the chief, and I've been waiting here for you to come back.
Richter is running straight to Nyx.
Okay. So you go charging through the audience chamber. The new chief Karg is, oh, but when did you? Okay. There are a few more biggins in evidence. The other bodyguard is like, no, 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 no. We know this guy. You go charging through, charging around the thing, charging past the guard post. The guard post now has two new guards there. Charging up the ladder, and there you find your buddy, the ruined merchant, and your good friend Nyx, very peacefully asleep. They're curled up around each other. Nyx is doing little things in her sleep where she's making biscuits and purring. It's a very loud purr. It's very cute. And that's it.
I'm gonna wake Nyx up.
Wake Nyx up. Oh, oh. Okay. So, dun dun dun. I think we're going to call end of session here. So let us do the big questions. The big questions, shall we say? So end of session. So check your bonds. If you specified bonds, we didn't have to entirely, but if you specified a bond, if any of those have changed, let's just skip that one since bonds weren't a big deal this time as a one shot. Next, check your alignment. Did you fulfill your alignment goal at least once this session? If you did, mark XP. Then the big three. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah.
Did you overcome a notable monster or enemy? I'll give you that one. He's not, Grakir is not currently a threat to any civilized group. And did you loot a memorable treasure?
I got sick earrings.
I got the chain and a nice bow.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to go back and recover paperwork,
Yeah.
You might have that as well. All right, so everybody mark 3 experience. And thus ends the session. I got to be honest. I thought you guys were going to go for the well, we'll accept the reams of information about worse guys from the bad guy, and we're going to just eat some crow here. But I'm glad. I'm kind of glad you all took the moral high ground, even though it was harder to do that. So everybody mark 1 extra XP for that. Also, gold stars. Gold stars. For those folks watching at home, gold stars are where the players reward other players with an experience point. So let's start with man of the hour, the Tower of Power. Will, who gets your gold star for the evening?
So this was a tough decision. I'm gonna give it to Chris for playing Nalpha very well. I think the idea of, oh, well, just let me try one more time. Let's schmooze him a little bit more, see if we can get something else. That
Yep.
I was about to not.
Yeah.
I texted Hudson over here. I was like, this guy needs a spear through the chest right now, like in almost the opening dialogue, and he convinced me. He convinced me to just give it one more chance. One
One more time. Hey, see,
In
people
fairness, I was planning to do exactly what I did
gotcha.
Yeah.
if things went wrong.
No, the diplomat bard is it's not a choice that a lot of folks make, but I think it's a worthwhile one. So well done. Chris, who gets yours?
I think I will give it to Hudson Celia, mostly because I think if what was his name, the Karg. I think if he lost, I feel like we may have been facing a bigger problem.
Karga lost.
Yeah,
like
that,
if he lost, I think Ragtam would have fought us, and the guards would have fought us. So I think the healing did us some good.
yes, it did. So excellent use of your spells and abilities on NPCs to keep the narrative going your way. Awesome. So last but certainly not least, Hudson, who gets yours for the evening?
I'm gonna give mine to Will, purely because he said that he was gonna make his guy Southern, and he kept that accent the whole time.
Yes, commitment to a cause. I appreciate that. Wow. You know what? It's so hard. I'm not even going to try. Every one of you gets one of my handy dandy GM gold stars. So everybody mark one experience. Quick question. This was a one shot, ran a little long today. Sorry, viewers. Would any or all of you be interested in at least at one point revisiting these characters? Maybe not a campaign or anything, but just coming back. Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I dropped a double handful of plot hooks at your feet. So yeah, there's lots of ways to go with this. Okay, cool. So I'm guessing thumbs up, thumbs down. Had a fun time today. Awesome. That's always the goal. Hey, GMs out there, that's the goal. That's the goal. You don't have to be Matt Mercer. Production values don't matter. Music don't matter. If you ask your players, besides, ask Matt. Sometimes it's hard to be him, even for him. Okay, he's very clear on that. So as long as your players are having fun, okay. If you say, "Hey, thumbs up, thumbs down, having fun," then you succeed as a GM. Well done. All right. Well, that's it for us tonight, folks. Thanks again for tuning in to No Theoretical Bias, our first in the series of Famous Lost Worlds. An ongoing collection of one shots, two shots, three shots, and craziness. And we hope to see you next time. We'll let you know well in advance. So thanks again. Count us out there, Will.